What is going
Yeah,
on with
Will.
Pitt? That's a good question to start it with, right?
What? Let me turn off this music.
I figured until a real artist shows up, I would, aside from you, I'd come and keep you company.
Thanks, man.
So if there's an artist out here, come on, because I'm not an artist, I'm a writer, and I'm an imposter on this stream.
You are always welcome on here.
So that's a good question from what is it?
Hear me okay? Do I sound all
Comic
right?
book. You just sound far away, like you're walking around the room.
What about right now?
Now you sound perfect.
Okay. So go ahead.
High fidelity. So what is going on with Pitt, Matt Barr?
Dude, I don't know.
Real
I
weird,
don't
isn't it?
know.
It's kind of bizarre, don't you think?
It's not my drama.
It's just odd.
It's quote unquote not my quote unquote drama, dude. I don't fucking know what's going on with it. And everybody's like kind of on a silent, like, hey, it'll come back. It's just being postponed. That's it.
It's kind of bringing back flashbacks from from the '90s of buying Pitt. It's like, oh, it's not out yet. It's delayed again. You know?
Yeah. They're just not saying why, and it's just crazy to be like, hey, on Tuesday we're gonna be launching this bitch.
From like a month now.
Monday, we're launching it. We're postponing it. Like, okay.
I think
All
'80s
right.
Made was onto something when he was going on about how there's like absolutely nothing in terms of what the content of the campaign is, other than the book and that Michael Turner card. Like they weren't talking about stretch goals, they weren't talking about remastering source material. They were just like, here comes Pitt, and there was like just no
I don't think
information.
there was. I mean, I didn't really look at the campaign because.
There is nothing to look at. That's the point.
Oh,
That's what he was saying last night. That it was just he found it strange that they said nothing about what this book is made of, especially
right.
something as hot as this, right? Like that everybody wants, that everybody's been waiting for, and as a hot of artist as Dale is, they would say, okay, hey, this is a remastering. We've gotten the original files, or we don't have the original files. This is just a reprint. They would tell us something, but I thought it was in hindsight now, a bad omen that there was no information.
Yeah. It was like I was planning on getting it. You
Of
know what I
course, I
mean? Like
was.
I assumed it was going to be a good product, and I was planning on getting it. Since I'm not going to be on air, I'll just put this. I was planning on getting it, and I just wasn't going to get it like first second day. You know what I mean? Like I got some other stuff going on, and when it came in, I was going to get it. But yeah, um, I would prefer it was like remastered stuff. But I mean, I don't know. That's like how many pages is it?
421 or something like that.
Shit, that's a lot to fucking remaster, dude.
If they're like I said, it said he was bringing back the colorist, so he was doing something. Maybe that's all they were doing.
That's a lot.
And I
I
thought it
mean,
was going to be along the lines of something like Mark Silvestri's doing with all of his Top Cow Kickstarters that he's been doing, where he's been remastering all the catalog.
mm-hmm.
And putting out Darkness collections and
Oh,
Witchblade
really? With
collections.
like all new like colors and stuff, or what?
No, but just like nice and pristine. He hasn't been I think it's the wrong word remaster. It's just as it was supposed to be shown. But they're these nice library editions. They look really nice on a shelf. They've got a beautiful spine. They've got dust jackets. They're just nice editions to have.
Yeah.
And they're definitive, I guess, is the word. There's never been a definitive Pitt. I remember when Comicsgate was going on, and I was starting up, and I was just kind of looking for some issues of stuff I wanted. I remember going, I'm gonna look for some old Image trade paperbacks just for giggles. And I remember at the time trying to find the Pitt ones, and they were like 45, 50, 60 bucks for like the 4-issue collections.
Mm-hmm.
And those like little mini trade paperbacks.
Yeah.
And I agree with comic. Is it comic book or com one C book comic one book? I don't know, how do you pronounce his name.
Comic book.
I agree with him. He's like Dale's like this genie lamp that kind of got thrown in the middle of CG, and he doesn't know which way is up. He's just kind of, hey, I'm CG now. I'm going to do Pitt, and everybody's kind of looking at him as like the genie bottle they want to rub to make their careers off of him. Because he's like a superstar.
Yeah.
And it's like the tug of war for his favor. It's like a Game of Thrones for the throne that is Dale Keown.
Dun, 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 dun. Who will have the favor of the Dale?
But it's true because everybody's
looking
looking at him.
Who will have the favor of the Dale?
Well, he is. He's like a career starting or career making kind of catch, and it seems everyone's just trying to get him.
Why can't you just leave Brittany alone?
Leave Dale alone. It's like, and I guess maybe when he came in, he was sort of, defaulting to certain people, but now he's kind of knowing who, I guess, figuring out who he wants to work with, maybe.
Oh, really?
I don't know. That's what my theory is.
Yeah, just finish it. Make sure you're speculating. Make sure you say that you're speculating.
I'm speculating.
You're speculating.
Yeah, this is all speculation. Hey, Chad, how you doing?
Good.
Are you disappointed today?
Yes.
What are you disappointed in?
Pitt's not launched. I'm going to be disappointed if he launches it on the day I'm launching my campaign.
Yeah. I'm still wondering how much the thing was going to cost. Maybe $100. What do you think?
Easily. I'm willing to bet it was $100. 466 pages. Plus.
What up, Philbo? So what are we drawing tonight? What are you drawing, Chad?
I am. Oh, this is a drawing stream.
Yeah, so you got.
Oops.
Like I said, I ain't no artist, but I'm just here keeping Matt Barr company.
You getting drunk? You getting drunk tonight?
Probably not. Trying to watch my blood pressure and stuff.
Oh, for what?
For high blood pressure. I don't want to have it.
What's gonna give you blood pressure? High blood pressure?
Alcohol.
Comicsgate.
That too.
Hey, SDA. Hey, how you doing this evening?
Does Pitt have fucking pointy ears?
Oh, this is.
Does he?
His character.
I'm just gonna draw Pitt.
I don't think I've ever seen Matt Barr drop it. So
He doesn't have ears.
He doesn't?
Yeah, I think he's just got a flat. Yeah, I think he's just got like little holes.
He's just got a fucking football head.
Yep.
Billy will be here in 30 minutes.
Oh, Billy.
Do a double check on the SEO.
I know. I keep thinking of that Jim Carrey line. Oh, Billy.
Oh,
I don't think
Billy.
I don't think Matt's ever had Frege on here. I think he started doing like his dedicated YouTube after Frege kind of disappeared.
He was at a convention today. I saw. Like Comic Book One said he visited with him.
Yeah, I mean he was that's the last I spoke to him. He was taking off for that. He got his new banner, and he was really stoked about going to that con.
His David banner.
Look at Pitt number 1, or sorry, Pitt number 2, and this motherfucker's got ears.
He does?
Let's see it.
Pitt number 2.
Here, let me pull out one of these 3 copies of Pitt number 1.
Well, they're both stoners, Matt and.
Let's see if he's got ears in this one.
It's like some days you feel like you got ears. Some days you
was
don't.
Was it Youngblood 2? Was his first appearance?
Yes, but also the same pages appeared in Pit number 1.
Okay, so not when he first like materializes in the subway.
Right. Okay, I was wrong. Look,
I love it.
regular ear.
Okay, yep. I love that page, man. That just slamming the bikers.
Yeah, I know. It's so raw. Like it's the I like the heavy inks.
Yeah, he wasn't inking after that, was he? That was the only issue he inked, I think, right?
Yep.
Which one was that terrible issue that had just awful inks? Was it number 4?
It was one of those. Like Dan Panosian inked one of the early issues, but I don't remember which one it was.
Yeah, that number 1, man. That's still the most beautiful.
I
Number
love
14,
me some fucking Dan Panosian art, man.
Yeah. Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Holy fuck, dude. And like, I'm not even talking about like his like he does like some amazing Daredevil shit, but that motherfucker like does something called slots, and it is just like really fucking cool, really European. Like no, it's not superhero stuff. It's like
He uses a
urban
brush
crime
pen.
drama, dude. It's fucking killer.
He likes using brush pens a lot.
Yeah. That's when I started using them. I was like, oh, what's he doing?
Did Kim Jong-gi kind of really start the new? Because it seemed like people weren't doing it before he was doing his stuff. I didn't see a lot of it, anyways.
I remember seeing before I saw the Kim Jong-gi guy, I saw Jake Parker post his like, here's a list of like pins that I use for his Inktober, and I was like, oh shit, I had never heard of some of them, and so I just had like our office manager like order some for me, and then I took them
Hey,
home.
Chet, are you able to show what you're drawing? 'Cause I just want to see how you draw. If you're drawing,
Me?
yeah, are you drawing?
Not at the moment. I'm looking up Pit
Oh, okay. I
on
was like,
a
I want to see
bootleg
how I'm
site.
drawing.
I'm looking up Pit on a bootleg site so I can see what inkers did what books.
I remember when
Yeah,
he
draw this motherfucker from memory.
because there was such a long period between Pit issues. I remember there was a big milestone between 13 and 14. I remember picking up 14, and that's the one where he has the flashback when he's like the Creed, I guess, I don't know, hitman, and he's like killing all these like this race of lizard people. Do you remember that one? It starts out that way, and he's in this
Yes.
black armor. It was a big shift. Like he changed his art to like that more cleaner rendered style that he has now.
Yep.
Like because like I said, there was like a year between his books sometimes.
So
God, a year, dude.
Yeah, it was a year sometimes.
well, I
between
know
the
he
books.
spent it and built a recording studio in his house. I wonder if he still has the same house. Just curious.
We were speculating that yesterday. We thought he was in like some like trailer because of that wood paneling he has in
Yeah.
his office. That really ugly wood paneling he has.
Yeah.
It's like
That old school.
Yeah. We're like, you like don't want to go down there because there's like a fucking camera set up and like a weird fucking container of Vaseline in the corner with like
he's gonna pull
hair
out
and shit.
the plastic. It's like a kill room.
Yes.
Or he's like, oh, I spilled something on your pants. Why don't you take them off? And you're like, I gotta go.
I'm surprised in all the people's houses I had to go into to install things. That's never happened to me once.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You got to
You
think
weren't
that
like molested or that
No,
somebody
but
didn't
that's-
like try to like fuck like you know.
yeah, nobody tried to
Hey,
grab my dick
I'm
once.
stuck. I'm stuck in this. You know what? That's not what his teeth look like. That's why I was like not jamming on this.
Yeah, nobody ever tried to grab my dick. I'm very grateful.
Pit's really difficult to draw unless, I mean,
if you start, he does have like he has like flat teeth like a human, but he's got incisors. You know what I mean? You can't just like give him like a fucking mouthful of fucking fangs. You know?
Well, and his teeth grow like when he's in combat mode, right? They kind of like his claws.
yes.
Yeah.
I
So-
remember that great first time he did it when they smack him in the back of the head, the bikers.
Whoever scan these pages, skip the credit page, so I have no idea who inked what, except Scott Williams inked like the first like issues 2 through 5 on the covers.
Yeah, it can't be Scott Williams because this was like a really it,
No,
it it was a bad issue.
no, he inked just the covers.
Jason wants to know, Matt Barr, why the hell is this on Thursday? What's up with this shit?
Because I just felt like fucking drawing today. He can hop the fuck in and draw with us. No real reason. I just felt like
Indulging in the habit.
yeah. I was like, I think some of you guys know that I was like doing some freelance stuff like most of the weekend and today, and so this is like my first like kind of cutting loose on something that I would want to draw.
And I've never seen you do a pit, so it'll be a nice change of pace. Thank you, Hex Allen. Indeed, break some lead,
Yeah.
Matt Barr.
I am. I'm like racing and redrawing and fucking calling myself names.
Uh-huh. Give me a couple minutes and I'll.
And then he did like a spin-off book from Pitt, which is like, I forgot what it was called. It was like Full Bleed or something like that.
Yeah, there was a 4-issue Pitt comic too that somebody else drew. I can't remember the dude's name, but he shall remain nameless.
It had a cover where it was, I think it was a Dale Keown cover where he's like, Pitt's hands are wrapped around like some guy's helmet and breaking it open.
Mm.
And then I remember the 16, 17, 18, everything from 16 to 21 is basically impossible to find.
And Matt's got some skills, man. He's got it already laid out.
He's going for more conservative teeth.
Yeah, I like this teeth. This hand, I don't know. I didn't really like thumbnail this out at all. So,
nah, fuck it, do it live.
Fuck it, we're doing it live. Yeah.
Well, I can't read that. So yes, Pitt is yet to come. One day it'll appear, just like we always said with the books. One day it'll just be there.
Yeah. When you've like forgotten about it and shit, you've like asked the guy at the fucking front desk, at the comic book shop, where's your Pit? And like the guy's like, I don't fucking know, kid. And you just stop asking.
Yeah.
And then one day you show up after fucking class, you just kind of, hey, let's just go in the comic book store, and there it is.
Yeah, that should happen all the time. Especially, I remember that was a seminal issue for me. Was issue 14.
Seminal.
Oh,
I know.
Not seminal fluid. Not the thing we're celebrating tomorrow.
Yeah, dude.
It's my first Father's Day tomorrow.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see the baby and take some pictures.
Nice. I saw that the Apple View thing that and somebody made a joke about like future cops who like had dead families are going to be using the shit out of that thing.
I could see it be using for maybe Alzheimer's patients. Having some kind of application for them.
Yeah.
I wonder if Dale Keown saw that film Rawhead Rex, by the way.
That's one of the things I was wondering when I first saw Pitt.
Because
all those years ago, I was like, is that Rawhead Rex?
Yeah, because Rawhead has that big, his whole head is essentially a jaw.
Yeah. Could you imagine if they did that movie with like good effects?
Well, they couldn't really do it how it was described in the short story.
Yeah, it was like a giant fucking penis head.
Yeah, it's a penis with teeth, how it's described.
So fucking gross, dude. It's like I like his stuff. I like Clive Barker's stuff, but then it's like it always like gets like I don't know. And this is Matt Barr talking, but it always gets like unnecessarily like fucking weird.
Well, I mean, like I said, he's got he's got personal demons that are making their entrance into the book. I mean,
you know what I
Clive
mean?
Barker.
Where it's like he'll have a book and it's about magic and like the fucking lady's like vagina has like magical tendrils of energy coming out, you know, and it's just like.
Well, I mean, look at the Hellbound Heart, man. Like that's Hellraiser's based on. I mean, it's a pretty intense novel or novelette.
Yeah.
You know, but like the books of blood, man.
Flesh. It's all about the flesh.
The books of blood
Even
are
like Imagica. Did you ever read Imagica? Where
no,
there's
I've
just like
read
a whole wall of meat and shit. It's fucking.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
Do you like his paintings?
No.
You don't like any of his artwork?
No, I think it looks kind of juvenile.
And well, I could see that because that's his secondary, a secondary.
I think he has about
talent.
as much talent as fucking Jim Carrey does when it comes to painting.
He's not drawing Jenny McCarthy over and over again.
You think he's still got the hots for her?
No, he's into his weird like fucking like Dickardian mode, like trying to alleviate himself of the guilt of a girlfriend that committed suicide by claiming he has no free will.
I don't know if you can say that word.
You can't?
Harry Carey.
Yeah, you should say something like she deleted herself or something.
Yeah, okay, excuse me. I didn't know that was a word you're not allowed to use.
But I kind of just haven't gone to so many comics or conventions when I was younger, like San Diego. I kind of got to know a lot of people, and Clive Barker was one of them.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
And what was your impression?
Did he ever try to blow you?
He tried. No, just kidding. That's what a lot of friends of mine were saying. Dude, he's into you. I'm like, yeah, not my thing. But no, he's a cool guy.
He's like, do you want to go have cigars and steaks and fuck?
No.
You're like, nah, dude, I'm good.
No, he's a super nice dude.
Yeah.
He has a hard time even talking now.
Fuck you.
He has what?
Oh yeah, that's a bummer.
Because he has throat dollops from all the cigars.
I thought he was doing steroids and his neck blew up real big and thick. And
maybe I know he has throat dollops, so he can. Like he's trying to get it out, you know.
Because I don't remember him smoking back then, so
that's what he said. Because I always see him with a cigar. So,
interesting.
I'd say he's a far better writer than he is a filmmaker or like Matt thinks is an artist. He's an excellent writer. Excellent writer.
I think
so. Yeah, he's good stuff with the writing for sure.
The Books of Blood are some of the best collections of horror I've ever read. You know, that just like collection, those 3 books of short stories. There's at least 2 or 3 masterpieces in each one, including Rawhead Rex.
Yeah, I like his short stories, and I'll say it even with Stephen King, like his long form stuff. I don't like, dude.
I can't
read that shit, dude.
I can't stand it.
It's just on and on and on and on.
Thank you.
And then suddenly, in the last fucking 2 pages in a paragraph, he fucking wraps it up. And it's like
the end. There's no
the middle,
shit, dude.
Dude, the middle of the stand just goes on, man. It's like this. It's just a stretch. But I like Dean Koontz because Dean Koontz is much more concise. 400 pages. Boom. That's it.
Well, I like Stephen King's short stuff. You know what I mean? Like his Mean Seasons and shit like that. Like his short stories are good to go.
Yeah. Like I said, Clive, I mean, Hellraiser's hard to like. It's so much projection, and it's you can tell that his personal life is making a appearance in that movie. and I'd say Nightbreed doesn't work. Even the director's cut doesn't work. It's just a
Right, I
mess.
need you to shut your goddamn mouth right now.
Is
What,
that
Nightbreed?
rolling?
You shut your fucking mouth. I'm
You
just kidding.
what Nightbreed? You like Nightbreed?
Yeah, dude, I like Nightbreed. I really love like the idea of it. Maybe I love the concept of it. Like I
The
love
concept's fine.
Cabal.
It's just
I love
a
Cabal.
mess.
And then I was like, oh my god, they're gonna make it a fucking movie. I had like the Fangora magazine. It had like a whole article on all the monsters that were in the fucking movie. And then I saw the movie and I was like, what the fuck? And then yeah, the comic books were pretty good, but I don't know, man.
Well, the original one you saw in the theaters was, yeah, you're right. It's because they cut it down by about an hour and made it into a slasher movie. They emphasize that David Cronenberg character a lot.
Oh, on and on and on. That fucking dude.
Yeah, the
Remember that
psychiatrist.
shit? I was like, what? I was like, I thought this guy was a director.
No, he's
You know what I mean? It's
sometimes
like,
he's
wait a
in
minute,
horror
is
films.
this guy a fucking director? Like, why is he acting like a fucking
Schmuck.
schmuck? Yeah, dude. Oh, hello, Decker. Hey, Decker. Yeah, that shit's funny.
Check this picture out, Matt. This is me and Clive Barker when I was younger.
And hold on, before I look, let me guess. I'm gonna use my clairvoyance. Is it in a hot tub?
Yep, it is.
Let me see, sir.
I guess
stop
I was about 20 here.
Which one are you? I'm just kidding.
He's like just the twinkish status, at 20.
Yep.
He's like, Have you been to West Hollywood much?
No.
It's like you have a firm neck.
A firm neck.
You have a firm neck and back.
He was much more dainty looking than.
Look at Chad. He looks like what's that actor's name? That was in The Faculty. Josh Hartnett.
Yes.
You look like Josh Hartnett, dude.
Yeah, you look like Josh Hartman. Look at you.
Hartman. Hartnett.
Josh Hartman. That guy too.
He wasn't killed by his wife.
All right.
He's killed by his Faja.
All right, I'm stopping this.
We're in a suit and we're wearing a shirt and tie to a convention.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
that's
Who the fuck
professional,
are you
man.
Trying to impress.
Yep.
Back when
Hey,
people were professional, dude.
Yep, I wore a suit and tie sometimes to comic conventions and stuff.
I wish somebody else had power to highlight some of these.
Did you ever see the Cabal cut
I'm doodling.
of Nightbreed?
I think so.
The one they did maybe, I don't know, 5 years ago when they found all the film elements and they re-edited it into more like Cabal.
I'd have to go back. Is it on Amazon right now?
Yeah, you can get it. It's readily available in a director's cut.
I mean, I've probably seen it.
It still doesn't quite work. I think what it comes down to is in the text it works, but as a visual, there's no visual coherence to it in terms of the culture of the monsters.
Yeah,
it just looks like a bunch of. Let's just throw a bunch of fucking monsters in there.
It looked like shit. It definitely did. And like you would think, hey, a whole bunch of like monsters living underground would be like fairly artistic. You know what I mean? And
we have a culture, a coherent culture.
Mm-hmm.
And they're supposed to be the tribes of the moon, underground in this cemetery in Midian. And you would think they would have clothes, technology. They would have a culture, but they just look like a bunch. It looks like a giant Halloween party. Like it doesn't look like they live there.
You're right. That's production design fault. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's like somebody going in and going, oh, why don't they do? Which I'm gonna call it out because I thought it was cool. Was in John Wick, like all their office stuff was like old timey shit.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like they were doing like fucking spark plugs and shit. You know what I mean? They were like doing all kinds of like
they're keeping it analog so they're not detected.
Yeah, it was like super analog. Like that would have been interesting if they had like a whole thing rigged up. You know, like the fucking
and there's a coherence
like the sewer
to that.
People from fucking Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, and John Wick, it's like they don't want to be on the grid, so they're doing everything analog. They're doing everything pre-digital.
Yeah.
They're using like flip phones and like Nokia burner phones. Same thing here. Like, so when they go down to Midian, like I said, it just looks like everyone's at a Halloween party. Um, the big blow up at the end is fun, where all the cops show up. All the redneck cop shows up with Decker, and they have the big brawl, and the berserkers get out.
Yeah, that
I
was
mean,
all right.
that was
That was
fun.
all right.
But I don't think Clive was ready to do a big movie like that. I don't think. I think it was
I
beyond him to
don't
do
feel
that.
like they didn't have enough time and they didn't have enough money, dude. I just like no,
Yeah,
even if it's like, oh, the director cut. Hey, we have an extra 20 minutes of mediocre fucking mid-budget looking shit. You know what I mean? It's like you're not showing me anything extra with those extra minutes the director's cut. You know,
it's actually 20 minutes
it still
shorter.
looks like fucking, Briscoe County Junior level fucking production. Which I'm not knocking Briscoe County Junior, but it was TV. You know what I
But it
mean?
was,
Like, if I'm watching a movie, I don't want to see Hercules' fucking adventure continues.
yeah, it looks like shit. And
Yeah.
I don't think Clive was ready for it. I think the best Clive Barker adaptation is a non-Clive Barker directed movie, which is The Midnight Meat Train, which is the first story in the Books of Blood,
That
which is
one with
awesome.
fucking Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, and Vinnie Jones.
Yeah.
That's
But
the
then it
first
was
story.
just fucking weird. It was like, wait a minute, what? There's like monsters in the sewer, and we were fucking feeding them,
Well,
people.
in the original short story, they were the original inhabitants, the original bloodlines of New York, these original families, and they had, through their own degeneracy, had become these creatures that had their own god
Oh,
underground, and they were still sentient, but they were essentially like maybe they were engaged in cannibalism, satanic rituals, who knows? But they degenerated into these mole people that still run the city from below. Yeah, like a chud like race, as Philbo says, and it had like actually a god down there, like a creature, like a kind of uh Baphomet sort of creature, like in Cabal, where they have Baphomet. Remember their
yeah.
god?
You are no longer Boone. You are now Cabal.
Yeah, same
I was
thing
like
here,
when he
same
was
premise.
like, it was inevitable.
And the
Bullshit.
purpose of the Midnight Meat Train is the same as the film, was to feed their masters.
Mm-hmm.
It's more metaphorical, as you can see. It could be like a Pizzagate metaphor, if you want to look at it that way.
Oh, a Pizzagate metaphor?
Uh huh.
Mm.
And I think that's the best Clive Barker adaptation. Is that one, the Midnight Meat Train? I think it's a great film that made $100,000 apparently. Like it had no release at all, dude. It made 100 grand.
That's crazy.
And then I think he made, what was his last film? He made Lord of Illusions. That was his last film.
God, I know. See, dude, it's like, oh, that's like if you tell somebody the premise of Lord of the Illusions, you're like, yo, that sounds kind of cool. But then when you watch the movie, it's kind of whatever, man.
It's fun. It's good enough. I think, and that was another one everybody was really anticipating from Clive Barker, and I think he just never found his footing as a director.
It had good stuff. It had the Scott Bakula guy. It had
Funk Johnson.
Yeah. And you know what was dope was I met the guy who was Nix or whatever.
That was a cool character.
He was he came into Heartland Brewery a couple of times, and so I got to talk to him. And people were like talking to him because they're like, "Oh shit, it's the guy from fucking Seinfeld," because he was on Seinfeld a couple of times.
Is
but
this
I was
before
like,
or after you smeared the chalk?
I never smeared the chalk at this brewery. I worked at several breweries. And like there was one called Heartland Brewery,
and the Seinfeld guy came in.
Yeah, that was the one where the Seinfeld guy came in, and the weird guy from fucking Fargo, the first original movie. Like the dad.
Yeah,
he came in, and I got to talk to him for a second because I was like, "Yo, what was the deal with the Asian guy?" And he was like, "I don't know." Right in Fargo, there was like in Fargo there was like an Asian guy that like there's like a scene.
John C. Reilly, Philip Seymour Hoffman, and he's one of the three named motherfuckers. What is his name? But I think his first movie, Hellraiser, was transgressive and unique enough to give him a name, and then he just I think he quit for a
I
reason.
think that one
I
was a
don't
good
think-
one. I think that was a good one, and the reason why, because nobody asked, and I'll tell you, is because it's very like isolated. Like the whole movie is kind of like inside that house. So all you need is like a
ugly house.
yeah, but all you need is that one house, and everything is happening inside that house. So you're not really
Right.
spending a lot of money on motherfucking like locations and like moving shit around. You know what I mean? It's like no.
It's like that in the novel.
We could just
too.
save all the money and just have this reconstituting motherfucking skeleton dude. You know, come to daddy. Is Frank?
Well, and I say that, Matt, because
come say hello to Uncle Frank.
that house gives you a sense of just ugh, because that house is so ugly. Like just I don't know. That house really gives me a bad vibe whenever I'm watching that film, and that room that Frank is in, that stripped down, down to the floorboards room.
That's creepy, dude.
Yeah, it looks like it smells.
Ooh, that smell.
And when you first see Frank like scuttling along do you remember when Frank first appears? Like he's like scuttling along the floor, chasing her. Remember, and pushes the door closed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Laura.
Boop, boop, boop. There it is. Talk about boop. There it is. Talk about boop. There it is.
Hello, Jason.
I like the pretty lights.
I like the pretty lights.
I like the
what is that
pretty
from?
lights.
That's from The Crow.
Yeah, it's from The Crow.
Oh, that's right.
How about you, Skank? Can you feel that? I feel like a worm on a big fucking hook.
You hear that?
Ain't that gonna make your mom proud? Like a big hook on a worm, man.
He was painted up like a dead whore.
Actor. That's a great fucking actor.
He's a good actor.
You feel like a worm on a big fucking hook. Boy, your mama must be damn proud of you. Michael
That's
Wincott,
the same guy.
man.
He's like, cousin, why did you say spoon?
Because it's tall, you twitch it or hot.
Why not an axe or
What cousin?
You're like, what
Why-
the fuck are
cousin?
these guys talking about?
Talking about Robin Hood.
Yeah, man. Michael Wincott, dude.
Are. We're like the dudes from that Star Trek episode, Tarmac and Jalad at Tanagra.
Fired up. Fired up.
Fire it up.
Smokes and
Fire
road
it
beers. Be quick.
Yeah, smokes and row beers. Be quick. There's some great lines in that movie, man.
It's a great movie.
There's no coming back. There's no coming back. You're dead.
The
dead.
really real world.
This is the
And
real,
that dude,
real world.
that guy's a Walter Hill regular. Warriors come out and play.
He was also the demon, not demon, the serpent-headed bad guy in Dreamscape with Dennis
Yeah,
Quaid.
he was.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Forgot about that one.
Bastard.
Yeah, and that pit's coming along.
You like that?
Yeah, I love it. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It looks more Rawhead Rexy because he's got that like those empty eyes.
It does?
Yeah, he looks pretty freaky. Because his eyes are so lifeless.
It's like beautiful, man.
I'm not seeing too much life going on in this motherfucker's
Yeah,
eyes.
but like Dale tends to. Yeah, where's Chad?
Does Chad hate me? Why does Chad hate me?
Dale tends to draw him with more expression. Like he's kind of furrowing a lot, like he's creating a lot of emotion with his face. Yours just look like, like he's empty, but in a scary way.
Well, he thinks that you've touched that little boy's ass.
Exactly.
And he's fucking gonna eat yours.
He's like, Epstein, you're going down.
Like corn on the cob.
Yeah. Who is this Epstein?
He's like clawing his way up the side of the island to get to the sacrificial ziggurat that he's got there.
Is that how you imagine his voice? Pitt's voice?
Epstein.
Yeah.
He looks more like a. Who is this Epstein?
Hey.
Oh, I
I'm on this
forgot.
little planet. What am I doing here? You need to
Doesn't
really
Pitt-
decorate this place up. You want to see my
Does-
pit? Woohoo! You want to see my pit?
They sound like Howard Stern or something.
Yeah. I'd
So
back it up.
he's a Jewish guy from Long Island.
Jewish guy.
No. Yeah, he sounds like a Hasidic guy. He's
I
nice
forgot that
Orthodox.
Pitt carries around a philosopher like lodged in his subconscious that like makes him a good guy.
Why did Chad
That's right.
disappear?
I forget what was his name, like Job or something. I forgot the name of the character that they stuck in his subconscious.
It's been a couple days since I read Pitt.
You guys want to like and share this? You can.
I did.
I did.
Like and share.
Like and subscribe and share.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah, you want to subscribe, actually, is what you want to do. You want to subscribe and share it and like it.
So now that we're
Subscribe again.
talking about something monstrous, Matt Barr,
Yeah.
I think I asked you earlier, had you seen Brotherhood of the Wolf?
Yes, and I have, and I think earlier today, past Master Dan
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Hey, what are you drawing? What is that meathead thing?" And I was like, "I kid you not." I said, "Go watch Brotherhood of the Wolf."
You said that before I said it?
Yep.
Because that's what I was thinking. That like I said, the villain, he brought back a beast in the film from Africa, or I think he was a great hunter.
It's a lion.
Yeah, but it's girded in this very monstrous, imposing armor. You know, that
And
just
that's
makes
what
it.
I was thinking about our guy, where it's
Chad's in the
he's
back,
like,
Matt.
oh, where did he go?
He doesn't need me.
Where did he go from here?
No,
was
all that
thinking-
happened. All that happened was I was trying to see if I could connect OBS, and it popped me back into the back room, and everybody's like, "Where did he go?" I'm
She's
like,
like, I'm right here.
"I'm right here," like in Ghost. I'm right.
I'm right here. Should have moved
They
a
pushed
penny.
me.
Should have moved a penny across the floor.
Yes.
It was the day they pushed me. Are you saying I jumped? I didn't jump.
That's a scary fucking existence.
What were you saying, Matt? Our guy, what?
I don't know.
Past
We were
Master
talking
Dan,
about-
the wolf, lion.
Oh yeah. So our guy is like he has like some of that original armor suit that like was like made for his squad. He's the last one of the squad that made it,
Mm-hmm.
and so he has like some of the armor left, and then some of it has been like rebuilt by him. You know, like some of it may be like junk, and then also some of it is like fucking bones.
Exactly.
And like, but it's all like, and so it's just like he has like claws and stuff. Like the thing from Brotherhood of the Wolf, it had like its fucking lion claws, but then it had like these additional like things
Iron
on it.
extensions.
Right, and so that's what I was thinking about that. So like when you look at the image, it's like yes, he's holding a gun, but it also looks like he's got fucking bear claws, and that's what. It's like
just like in 13th Warrior. Remember all the Neanderthals?
yes, yeah. So imagine if you took that and with like a fucking special forces ghillie suit guy.
Yep.
That's
and that
what
would
I'm
scare the
thinking.
shit out of you. Instead of a guy shooting at you from the woods, coming out and stabbing you. Everybody was saying there's this demon running around.
Yeah, that's what I want. It's like I don't want it to just be like, oh, this is our version of a fucking Vietnam vet who's like gone crazy, and he's like our version of fucking Punisher. Like,
no,
I want to like push it, dude. Where it's like, this guy's a fucking nightmare monster. You know what I mean? Like,
I told you, he's a freight train.
What the fuck is going on? Yeah.
And
But it's also like he's also a slow, creepy stalker motherfucker too. You know what I mean? Like.
Mm-hmm.
He's got that Michael Myers kind of like sneaky vibe to him.
Exactly. And that's why he's so big. Also, I made him almost 7 feet tall, but he's like a skinny tall, like a light.
But yeah, where it's like, you're like, oh, where is he? I can't see him. And then just like the tree like turns around and it's him. You know what I mean? Or like the bush fucking stands up, or, it's like that,
That's what I was thinking the entire time. And that's why.
Like severed heads and shit. You know what I mean? And like.
And he's also
I was just drawing
a Native
American.
He's a Native American guy, too. That's the way I saw him, as a Native American.
He could be. I mean, that could be like later on filler, like near the end, where we start getting like glimpses of who this guy is. But I feel like it should just start off with like a fucking UN team of fucking
Actually,
like you
there's
know what I mean,
Billy.
like not blue helmets, but like humanitarian. Like yeah, there's a humanitarian thing coming up here,
No,
or
I had another
like a
idea.
fucking National Geographic's
No, a
fucking
Weekly
team. Like
World
yeah, we're gonna
News.
go up here and and like take photos of these rare fucking deer in the Vietnam forest,
No,
and
no,
then
no,
they all just get
Matt.
fucking chopped up.
What I had was a chick from the Weekly World News. Remember that newspaper?
Yeah.
Like this is the '80s, so she's like the Sasquatch of Vietnam. You know what I mean? The werewolf
Yeah.
Sasquatch of
Or the
Vietnam. Like
fucking
I'm gonna go over
Wendigo.
there and see if he's there. You know, I'm gonna get the pictures of him, and that's who I wanted to follow in there as
They all
the
get chopped up. I want them to get chopped up. Like
exactly. But you'll get your chopping, boy.
Broccoli.
What the fuck?
I'll get. There's a Billy, by the way.
I know he's getting ready.
Oh,
He was a drinking man.
Oh,
Just a
Bill.
man. If it bleeds, we could kill it.
if it bleeds, Billy can kill it.
Awesome flick. Oliver Stone won 3 Academy Awards. Awesome flick.
For what?
When it was what was it? Midnight Express.
Oh,
When that scene, Oh Billy, comes from. Remember when he's like sticking his nipple against the glass and the cable guy.
yeah. I have that soundtrack,
To the cable guy.
Midnight Express.
Oh,
It's great. I don't know if you've ever heard it, but it's pretty good.
it's kind of a messed
know
up
that-
movie. The cable guy.
Oh yeah. You probably know the main theme song to Midnight Express. I got it here on my phone.
Come and knock on my door. Is that the song? Is that how it goes?
Yes. Oh, come on. What is it?
Companies too.
Three's companies.
Like that.
No,
Yeah.
here it is. Come on, play. You've heard it, right?
I think it was the same people who did Wall Street.
Who's that? Tangerine Dream.
It's Giorgio Moroder. He's famous for writing Diana Summers.
I feel love. I feel love.
Yep.
I feel love.
And several Blondie songs and a bunch of others.
I saw that guy perform that song.
Dude, you're shitting me.
I'm not kidding. I posted it on Twitter like
I would love
2 weeks ago because I was flipping through my phone and was like, oh shit, I forgot. Like it was like some party in Brooklyn. Like I went to New York for like some work stuff and somebody was like, yo, we're going to a party on Brooklyn, and I was like, oh shit, let's fucking go out to Brooklyn. And like that's what we went to. It was like this dude fucking at this like little disco place, but it was packed as fuck. It was pretty dope. I mean, at first I was like, what is this disco shit? And I was like, oh no, that's a good song. And then it was like, who's that old man on stage? We're like, that's the dude who did it. It was like, oh shit.
That's the guy that invented electronic music, man. Like, Daft Punk did an album about him this last year, and he's like, oh great, I'm excited, I'm gonna go collaborate with Daft Punk. So he went into the studio and they had 3 mics from like one from like the 60s, 70s, and the 80s on this table, and they said, all right, we want you to just tell us the story of your life. And he's like, what? And then anytime it got to a different era, they recorded it on a different recording device from that era. And he's like, why are you guys going to this much trouble to record it from the era? Nobody's going to know the difference. And then the producer goes, they'll know.
Yeah, I like that.
But it's a really cool album just to listen to Daft Punk interweave music over Giorgio Moroder talking about his history. So yeah, you know who he is. He wrote so many famous songs, just too many to count.
Dude, I mean, don't give me that much credit. A lot of the shit that I've like enjoyed in my life has been some Forrest Gump setup shit where I've just like stumbled into a place and then I've like acted like I belong there.
Happened to me. I feel that way too. I feel like I'm living a Forrest Gump life. I just bop around, and next thing I know, I'm running into some famous person.
Yeah,
Happens to
Like
me all
me.
the time.
like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you.
Yeah, like me.
So
Like I'm
Dale,
supposed to do some fucking shit with Chris Stapleton, right?
yep.
Like you know Chris Stapleton, so it's like I
I
mean,
don't.
I'm just like, oh, who is this guy? Oh yeah, like yeah, I'll go to Nashville and fucking hang out when we shoot this thing. Like it's not registering like the magnitude of it until I like mention something downstairs. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, I think his name is
Do you mean your
Stapleton
penis?
Dude,
or
I
something.
haven't.
And my wife was like, holy shit, like that's fucking cool.
I haven't gotten to meet with him yet, but dude, if you do meet with him,
I'm not shilling your shit.
no, just tell him. Tell him. Do you remember? My friend worked on this show of yours that you're developing, and he'll
I'm
be
just
like,
kidding. I will
Wonderful
ask him.
comic soon to be on Indie.
He's like kind of apparently he's like kind of weird.
I'm liking how this pit is coming out. It's beautiful, Mr. Barr.
Yeah, I keep revising and
I like the
revising.
face. I like the face a lot.
Dale must be feeling guilty or something.
Why?
Because he posted the final, or I don't know if it's the final, but he posted his Rambo cover with the colors he did.
Yeah, I saw that. I was
Dude,
thinking
that
the
shit
same
looks
thing.
dope.
Jason,
I worked on that.
Yes, sir.
He did.
what is your theory as to why Pitt was delayed? Do you have any? And how do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's Dale Keown. It's delayed because he's Dale Keown. He can do whatever
Exactly.
he wants.
We were saying that earlier.
I'm
We're like, okay,
I'm-
flashback from the '90s.
Dude, it's like imagine like it'd be like, holy shit, Quentin Tarantino's movie is gonna be delayed. Like,
I mean,
care.
and how I
I'll
feel
see
about
what's
it,
up.
he's got my money, so whenever, that's fine. You know, I'll back it.
So
I'm a
the
simp.
theory is Dale Keown.
Yes.
Listen, if it was, I mean, and we don't even know. You're just throwing out the speculation. Like, if I'm hoping that it was postponed because they wanted to get a better product rather
Maybe.
than
I
like
hope
some
so.
kind of like weird.
Inveigling.
Yeah.
When Billy gets in
Shenanigans,
here-
you know what I mean? You know.
You know, when
Rather
Billy gets
than-
in here, you're gonna get like
But they're
5,000
being kind of
words.
quiet about it from what everybody's like, yo, what's going on? What's going on? Why
Rather
are
than-
you launching it on Tuesday but canceling it on Monday?
It was just weird the way it was handled.
Well, it was supposed to be Friday, and then it went to Saturday, and then it canceled. But I'm not going to speculate. I just like Matt saying. I think they're trying to do something rather than just scanning the pages and reproducing it. You know, I think they're trying to track down the digital files and.
Yeah, maybe Dale said, "Hey, I've got a lead on some shit. Let's stop this for a minute." You know,
Yeah.
he said we talked to Dale.
Yeah. I got no issue with it. It's just like, wow, like you didn't maybe thought about that beforehand, maybe.
No, but maybe at the last minute he kind of came across some elements.
Yeah,
to make
we
it
don't
to
know.
print it.
So that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping
Maybe
it's
he
all
talked to the
about
guy-
getting a better product in the end.
Maybe he got a hold of the guy who has the storage unit.
That's
awesome.
probably it.
Yeah.
The dude from Storage Wars. Yup, I got it right here.
No
Yeah.
way. It was the dude from Storage Wars?
No,
Oh, that would be even crazier.
the fucking fat blonde surfer dude. Like, I got the greatest thing I've ever seen. Dale Keown artwork.
Well, the Pit #1 cover did get auctioned at Heritage, so
How much?
I don't know. It's still on there. The high-res scan of it is on there.
I'm curious what the market value of Dale's stuff is. Because I think what did the Dale not Dale but Bernie Wrightson, that double plate of Frankenstein, the famous one, the I Will Not Be Denied. I think that went for $1 million, didn't it?
Nope.
No, it didn't go for $1 million.
It didn't get auctioned, did it?
It did.
When?
I think 2 years ago.
Holy shit. So that was in my friend's possession for a good long time here in Houston.
That one, that one,
Yes,
when
and
he's grabbing Dr. Frankenstein.
it's about
Rabbit
three.
Dr.
It's about three
Frankenstein.
pages wide, not two,
Oops.
and it's
Wow.
it's about 3 by 17 pieces. But yeah, Henry Huey was the guy that owned it for a long time, and some guy in Great Britain wanted to buy his collection, and he said, "No way, I'm not." He had like, by the way, he had every major piece out of the studio guys like Wrightson, Kaluta, Jones, Barry Smith. He had like all their biggest, most well-known pieces.
It was a substantial collection.
Right. And the guy wanted to buy it, and he said, "Listen, I'm not selling it, and to cherry pick, you're going to buy the whole thing or nothing at all." And he sold his collection for $2 million.
Woo.
So
And
what do you have from like Barry Windsor? What do you have?
he had like these two gods, like this massive painting of these two gods, like on this one piece that Barry Smith did. Um, he had a lot of Jeffrey Jones, even up until when Jeffrey was dying. Jeffrey was sending him paintings all the time.
Have some more.
Kaluta, he had a ton of like Kaluta's shadow paintings in that collection. He had the Conan piece that Kaluta did in that studio book. Just I can't name them all off.
So beautiful stuff. Like I'm like really like sought after things.
Yes. So Henry sold it, and Henry was a really amazing guy too. I've seen like tons of like old zines of comic zines from the 70s and 80s, and you could see Henry hanging out with all these guys. But when he sold his collection, he died like a year and a half later. 2 years later, he dropped dead of a heart attack because he owned a couple diners here in Houston, and he was frying up burgers and it just dropped one day. So he didn't really get to spend his money.
So he had just sold it.
Yeah, like a year and a half before he died. And my friend who owns a comic shop here, who also worked on, he was an inker on a lot of the Milestone books, helped Henry pack it all up and ship it to the UK. But you telling me that that guy sold a cover?
I believe. Really? I mean that, and also the other one was a Barry Windsor piece that went for, I think, beat the record. Actually, it went over 1 million, and it was from Weapon X. It's the famous Weapon X image of him in the lab, taking out all the guards. That full page image. That went for over 1 million.
I wouldn't doubt Henry had it. Like
that piece.
Yeah, because it's really funny. The first time I went over to the guy's house, I'd never been over to see his art collection, and I was with Frank Cho at a convention here in Houston, and he goes, "That guy invited us to dinner and to go see his art collection afterward." And Frank was really kind of not sure about it, and I was like, "Dude, I know this guy. He's a really cool guy. At least go to dinner and let's humor him." But afterward, that guy kept pulling out so many. He had this one giant room that was nothing but paintings, one after the other, just out of these slots. I can't even explain it.
Slots.
Like there was like
slots
on these
dirty
shelves.
Slots.
They were all framed out of these shelves, and he kept pulling them out one by one. In the evening, lasted like several hours looking at all this guy's artwork. And Frank was
was the entirety of the 2 million, was all that stuff.
Yeah, and Frank afterward, he goes, "Oh my God, I've never seen a collection like this in my entire life." And he's like, usually some guy will ask me over to his house to see his art collection. He's got like 2 or 3 pieces hanging on the wall, and it's really awkward hanging out at their house afterward, But no, this was legit. Like I've got a high-res scan of that Frankenstein cover.
Billy assumes contracts weren't actually hammered out and Dale postponed. That is Billy's theory.
That's an interesting theory. I would never thought of that.
The
The most
contracts weren't hashed out.
Yeah. I told you in the beginning, remember we called it Game of Dale, the Game of Thrones?
Hmm.
Everyone's fighting for the soul of Dale, the genie lamp that is Dale.
Well, I find it interesting today, EVS talking about publishing it again. I thought he'd just kind of brush that aside.
Going back to the art, I think the most epic piece I have is Frega's Zero cover that he did for Black Flag back in the '90s. That big triple gatefold one he did.
Oh, let me see it. Let me look it up.
Show me what you got.
Yeah, Black Flag. I think no, Black Flag #1. Black Flag #1.
Oh, Black Flag #1.
Yeah,
one that the reproduction that he's doing for his campaign.
Yeah, but this one is from the original series back in the '90s. He did this triple gatefold on the Maximum Press #1 of it.
Oh.
Oh, you can see it on the campaign, the remastering of it. We have a poster for it.
Okay.
It's
really weird. I remember going to San Diego Comic-Con, and Dan was sitting in the lunchroom area, where people could sit at the tables and eat and stuff.
At the
and
commissary.
Yeah, and the image booth was not far from there. And I remember Dan sitting there inking one of the covers to Black Flag, and I just sat there and watched him, enamored.
Probably the McFarlane one. It's probably that one.
I was just like, dude, you're so cool. You're just the coolest.
He is
Man.
a swell lad.
I've known that guy since I was freaking 12. It's been a
Yeah.
long time. It's been 28 years. 29 years.
Yeah, he was always cool. He was always cool with me. He probably doesn't remember me, but that's fine.
Oh, he would. His memory is like
He's got a crazy memory.
like he's like an elephant. He remembers everything.
He remembers
Like
everything.
I knew Marat Michaels a lot better than I knew Dan.
And you knew Rob too?
I did know and work for Rob briefly.
Why are you giggling? Did you get the Rob treatment?
You could say that.
I got it too. It's okay. I was an intern in that office. I got it too.
When he grab y'all's ass, what?
No.
Yeah, he talks a lot of shit.
I'll suck him off.
He grabbed mine.
God damn, I'm sorry.
Fondled the tape bar.
I apologize.
He used to constantly talk shit about my weight when I was a little kid.
You chunky ass.
Yeah, he's like, he was fat too, so he was projecting on me.
Yeah, if I go ahead.
And he used to. I'm sorry, Chad, but he used to say, and he used to make fun of me for being a Mormon. He used to constantly call me a born again. I was like, what does that mean? Like, what do you mean born again? Like, you're a born again? I'm like, what? It's not a born again.
Chad, you froze.
I did. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
What were you gonna say, Chad? I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna say what happened because it wasn't such a great experience.
Oh yeah, I've got one too. Don't worry.
It was like we haven't talked at all since, and it's been well over 13 years or so.
Yeah, at the time when I was there in that period of extreme, he was pretty high strung.
You say you should have blown.
I could hear that dude yelling, from across the studio.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Give me a blowjob!
I wonder how Art felt.
Don't use your teeth.
I don't know. I never saw Art in the studio. Now I think about it, I don't think he was in that studio. I think he worked for the studio, but I don't think he came in.
He was in the Extreme studio for a while.
I was trying to remember if I ever really saw him walking around when I, because of course I was skulking around everywhere.
Whose creepy little kid is this?
Pretty much. That's pretty much.
It's like, ooh, Image, I'm so cool. I'm hanging out.
Fuck yeah, that's what I thought.
I would have been jealous.
Yeah.
That is kind of cool.
Do you know how many phone calls, how much stalking I had to do with Frege to get that job?
Mm-hmm. Tell us.
Hey, Jay, Desolate Souls. I looked him up in the phone book.
Like, yeah. Like,
Because remember the phone book? Remember 411?
yep.
Actually, I got the idea to go down there from actually. It's actually a weird series of events. Do you remember when they were doing like the fast forward to like the 25 issues?
Yes.
Yes.
So it was Bloodstrike 25, which Frege did the outline, did the finishing for over Rob's layouts. So I was reading in the letter pages of that one that somebody asked to go to the studio and get a tour. So I said, "Oh, good idea." So I looked up in the phone book Extreme Studios on Catella Avenue in Fullerton, and I called and I asked for a tour. And it says sure. And so my mom drove me down there, and we did a tour.
Baby.
And we walked. Frege had an office like way in the back, like away from everything, like behind the color team. And we
Like
walked
in
by
a-
him.
Like at the newsstands with where the porn was.
Yeah, right near there. And he was, he was very nice. And then we were walking away, and he said, "Hold on," and he gave me a piece of art, like an actual page, and then said, "Hey, you can call me whenever you want." And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I'm calling." And I started calling that motherfucker like every day.
He's probably like, damn it.
Yeah, he's like, "I'd never send that shit again." But he did the same thing with Rob. He stalked Rob too to get that
Yep.
job. Rob gave him that sketch or something on it. He was I think he was trying to give him like pointers on a piece of stationery that had his number on it. And Dan did the same thing. He was like, "It's on."
Yep, those were really great days in comics. So exciting. Like it just meant like it's like it was a boom. It was like such a popular art form.
Yeah, it was a heady experience being that age and amongst all that,
Yep.
And I figured, okay, the rest of my life is kind of gravy at
Heady.
this point. By the way, exactly what Billy is saying is exactly what I think, and it's what I said in the beginning.
Get in here, Billy.
What are you doing, Billy?
This is stupid, Billy. Get in here.
Yeah, schmuck.
Joss in here, baby.
I need you to come in here and do the 5,000 words on your theory at top speed.
Billy's out investigating and getting dirt.
Thing at the moment.
He's like on the road. I gotta find out what happened with Dale.
He's pulling out the phone book looking for Dale Keough.
I miss those
That
days
is-
where you get a hold of like a particular artist's number and you just cold call them.
Yeah, and they were receptive a lot of the times.
Yep.
Like now they're like, restraining order, and like you have to get past the corporate secretary and like 8 layers of, upward subsidiaries.
Some comic book one.
Yep. There were so many guys I knew back then I haven't talked to in forever that I'm like, man, I wish I could see them and talk to them again. Like I haven't talked to like Mike Grell in forever.
Mike Grell.
Yep. I haven't seen or talked with Kelly Jones, even though we've chatted on Twitter.
Oh, Kelly Jones is so good.
Yeah, we were talking about that last night. About
I haven't
Wolverine.
seen Mark Schultz in forever. I don't even know what he's doing now.
Why are we Oh yeah, he's referring to Billy's. He's like, Jay was like, vultures. I was like, me? Like for sneaking into Extreme? He's like, nope, it's the people trying to profit off Dale's name. Desperately trying to profit off Dale's name. That's what I think.
Wow, watch what you say about P2P, dude.
I'm not talking about him. I said people.
Hmm.
We're not on No Quarter. I'm not gonna get started throwing like the mushrooms at Matt Barr.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Do.
I don't know. You know what I mean? You don't know. I don't know. Whatever kind of like issues I have with them, I can't factor that into whatever's going on with them.
I
I'll
don't know,
talk some shit. I'll talk some shit, but I only talk some shit if it's it's my shit.
I mean, I think it's not unfounded though. Ever since Dale got into the thing, I've been watching and seeing like the planet's orbit. The celestial bodies kind of orbit around his planet, and it just seems like there's a tug of war to try to get him and make a name off of him.
I'm surprised it wasn't Mandy publishing them.
I think she is. I think that's one of the big issues. To tell you the truth, I think that's.
I don't know.
I've heard some things on the grapevine. We shall see how it pans out.
Yeah. It's like you hear. It's like you. Honestly, it's like you hear a whole bunch of stuff, and then you find out the person's like kind of shady, and you kind of like suspect everything that they said. You know what I mean? So it's like stuff that I heard. Like I don't even think it. I don't even trust it.
Billy,
I don't know about that, Billy.
Yeah, that's crazy talk.
Because I think Dale himself is worth more than the work. Like having his name, and not screwing him over for a character.
I don't think anybody's trying to screw him over. Do you?
No, I think they want him to be an asset to them. I think that's my theory. They're trying to make him an asset.
I mean, make him money. You know what I mean? Like, hey,
yeah, because he's a guaranteed money maker, and you will be a name if you are next to him as a writer, for example. Doing your stuff, it's going to get out there.
I just want him to draw my character once or twice.
I mean, as long as it's fair, you know what I mean. Like putting out a comic book is a lot of work, and Dale is a little bit older. You know what I mean? And honestly, do you want Dale like fucking with shipping and all this other stuff, or do you want him just drawing?
Yeah,
I want him drawing.
So if somebody is like, hey, Dale, like, we'll take 10% of the campaign, but we'll like run it. All you have to do is like draw.
And I think he wants that.
I don't think that's really like somebody taking advantage of him. You know what I mean?
I could imagine fucking Dale sitting there packing mailers. Okay.
SDA is saying Phil is writing Pitt, but I'm not even sure that's happening.
I've heard even more about that one.
Well,
we'll speculate in private.
No. There's no. I want to hear it. Put that shit on Front Street.
No.
Okay.
No.
Because it comes from a secret source.
Secret sauce.
But have you noticed that everybody but him was going to participate today?
How weird.
Like even like Vaughn was on that campaign.
Huh. Yeah, Vaughn did a great little trailer, although could have been cut in half.
It's not bad, right?
It looks great, Matt. Are you going to ink it?
I don't know. I think I just want to start drawing something else.
I would love to see that inked up.
You should ink it in your ninja style.
Yeah. Maybe add some watercolor to it. Add some watercolor to it and then ink it.
Yes, please.
Well, I don't. As far as all the speculation goes, I'm just sorry that if there are any conflicts with everybody over it.
Yeah, it's just greed. I think it's hungry greed. It's like, hey, I want to make a name. I want to get out there, and it's the best rocket ship to do it.
It is a rocket ship.
I mean,
he is a bona fide rock star.
If you are a writer, who else would you? I mean,
exactly.
That is a fucking unicorn. And I don't blame anybody for wanting to fucking work with Dale. Right?
Well, shit, yeah, I do too. If like Dale's like, hey, Will, you want to write Pitt? I'm like, sure. Whatever you say, Dale.
I would say no.
I'm thinking EVS should just do it and be done with it.
Maybe he does. Maybe there's more than we know. That maybe that's part of the equation.
Maybe Bigfoot's gonna fucking fulfill it.
Yeah.
Maybe Meathead will do it. He'll hijack the truck that's coming through the Belt and Road Initiative out
Right.
of Shanghai, and take it to his cave.
Oh, that's the label.
Take it to the limit.
I thought that Meathead's the label.
No, Meathead's the name of the book.
Oh, I thought it was like this new publishing company, like Meathead.
Nope, that's the name of the book.
Cool. Do we see Archie Bunker in it?
No, I couldn't get my racism in there.
Dang it.
What the fuck?
Oh, Archie. Meathead is
Oh, Archie. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Rob Reiner was Meathead.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Oh man.
He's always been Meathead. He never was not Meathead.
Right.
Even when he became a director, Hollywood liberals wanted to take everybody's guns and cigarettes away.
Take their jibs.
Comic book 1. Do you crack me up? If anyone attempts to screw over Dale Keown, they are absolutely dead to me. Emphasis on the dead.
I hate the silence of it, because then it just like makes the speculation run rampant.
Billy, you gonna come in here or
Probably
what?
pretty benign.
No, he's on the case. He's out beating the pavement, knocking on doors, getting us the dirt. It's Detective
phone
Billy
records.
Baxter. Oh, Billy
He wants the
Baxter.
receipts.
Makes sense. He's got a great detective name.
Billy Basco.
Yep.
PI.
Yep. VIP.
PIMP.
And who would be his sidekick, like the one who does like the grunt work while he drives around in the
I don't know.
Maserati or whatever?
Maybe Dan Plagle? I don't know.
Yeah, Plagle's the sidekick.
Yeah.
That'll explain why Goblin Girl's not getting
Hey,
colored.
Matt,
Yo,
Comic One has a question for you.
where's his fucking artwork? I know, dude. I have a fucking poster tube ready for his ass.
Comic book.
bought some
Frege
artwork
has
and I
a.
haven't sent it because I don't like leaving my house. So it's like the longer it sits there, like the more
like leaving
shit
my house.
is getting packed into it. Like he's getting like a one of a kind Star Wars poster included with fucking artwork that he actually bought. Is that the question?
Comic book. Frege has a new habit as he's been finishing Black Flag of putting his phone on Do Not Disturb all day long, and he has it on right now while he's at the con. So he will not answer. But
no, but he's going to the convention tomorrow, and we'll see him.
Oh, well, there you go. Like, I'll call him and say, hook him up with that piece.
Yeah, he's just saying, can you put it in a word? He won't sell a piece of art that he has there.
Let me see. Let's see if he's. I'm curious if he's got it on.
Is he even up right now?
Yeah, he has it on all damn day. He always does that.
In the morning.
No, but even like in the morning, afternoon, he's always got Do Not Disturb on.
I don't even know if he's up though. It's 1 in the morning.
And he said he's already there. He said he's at the convention as of yesterday. So,
Comic One says the Diaz thing obviously ain't happening. Yeah,
no. I think that when Dale got into it, he didn't know, quote unquote, who his friends were. Like, not to say that anything bad happened, that he got his posse. And like we all do, want to work with our familiar people. And when he gravitated into his posse, he wants his posse to do it. And he kind of left the guys that he met at first out in the cold, Like, it happens. Like, you get comfortable with your peoples. Like, the people I met when I first got into this thing, I don't even talk to. And, like, my homies are like Matt Barr and shit, Like, I didn't meet Matt when I first got in here.
Some person asked, what does Frago look like now? Haven't seen him in years. I think he looks
like Santa Claus.
He looks
Yep.
just the same with a big beard. That's
He
it.
has a big gray beard,
Big bushy
But-
and
beard.
he's bald. And he's bald. Obviously, he's an older man.
Dan still looks youthful though.
He's lost a lot of weight. Like now, he's skinny now again. He did like the health thing, so he's pretty skinny. I think now.
I'm having to jump on that train, getting healthy.
Yeah, me too. I look like shit from being held captive.
Yeah.
Not
Look
so
like
much.
You look like a bloated John Wick.
I do. Remember when I was like good shape, working out all the time?
Yeah.
Actually, and I'm wearing my trauma on my body and my face.
You eat that pain.
Yeah, dude, it's a chocolate hug, and you eat your feelings.
Speaking of chocolate, motherfucker, I got some chocolate in this house.
All right,
There
Billy.
is
All right, Billy.
Detective-
Give me the 5,000 words.
Detective Billy Basco, Private Dick.
Hello?
Hello?
See, he is. He's on his phone.
No,
Yeah, he is beating the pavement.
He is.
I'm on my computer.
Didn't sound like it.
What's wrong with this guy?
Yeah,
No,
what's
I'm
wrong,
just
Billy?
nothing. No. I'm just
Are you okay?
I'm just recouping.
Talk to me, Goose.
Hey, you sound kind of sad, little guy. What's wrong?
Yeah.
I'm
sad little ghost
I just- I'm not used to drinking alcohol, and I finished off whatever that was. Let's see how many milliliters this is. This vodka bottle last night.
Rough.
Finished off a fifth, a 375 milliliter bottle of vodka.
It's not
Dang,
fifth. It's fifth.
A fifth.
F-I-F.
A fifth.
Fifth.
Fifth. Yeah.
Speak American.
I mean, it was at least good vodka, so I didn't have a rot gut in the morning or anything. But I mean, I'm 49. I fucking felt it, so I was like, and then finally around this afternoon, made some bacon and eggs to get some protein.
Did you make some California bacon and eggs? Like you put like bell peppers and shit in it?
No, I just make just straight bacon and just straight eggs. I don't put salt or any. I mean, the bacon is the bacon grease is plenty enough to flavor the eggs, and that's yeah.
Art of Roy, you need to go back to the beginning of the stream. That's been the question of the entire stream.
Yeah.
Yep. You also.
I mean, contracts are a funny thing, and like sometimes you don't notice.
All right, Billy.
Sometimes you don't notice things in contracts until like the 11th hour, and then you gotta
Who did you get the dirt, or
work stuff.
did you get dirt? This actual dirt from
Yeah.
somebody?
What did you dig up?
The only dirt that I dig up is the one in my own yard. I don't go into anybody else's
do you
yard
eat
to
it?
dig up.
You also
Okay, how disappointed were you, Billy?
Yeah, I will yell about the dirt you tracked across my fucking porch.
I was not surprised, I will say.
Okay.
Like and
So
share.
I wasn't really disappointed because
subscribe.
What should I draw next?
I like I said, I
Iron
was
Man.
not surprised. So
Meathead.
Go ahead, Billy. I'm sorry. These fuckers are.
No. I was gonna say. So I wasn't really disappointed because I wasn't surprised.
Okay. I thought it was a little odd. That's all. Just the way it was handled was weird.
Oh, for
But that's
sure.
just-
I thought it was definitely odd and strange, but at the same time, you can find something odd and strange, but not be shocked by it. Like, oh yeah, that is weird, but it kind of, in a world of chaos, like who's to say? Who's to say?
Not bad, right?
I mean,
Yeah,
especially with EVS talking about it again. I mean, who knows what's going on? I mean,
Mhm. Who knows? It's the word of the day, inveigling with Dale.
right? I'm guessing it doesn't have anything to do with artwork, though.
No.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think no, because dude, they could launch it with fucking. I mean, because you can just grab JPEGs of other pit stuff from the internet and run a campaign. You know what I mean? And throw some like new stuff that he's never released or some covers out on there. They don't actually have to show like what the reproduction is going to look like final thingy for people to throw their money down. So I don't think it has anything to do with like art. I mean, because they wouldn't have gotten this, like if they were still trying to like track down artwork from that storage guy or whatever, they wouldn't have planned a launch date if they hadn't even finished tracking that shit down yet. You know,
Right.
like that's not the type of hiccup that causes a launch not to happen.
Or at the last minute somebody makes it available.
Then that's really bad planning. Like if you like, because I think about it like, cartoon or movie production or something like that. Could you imagine saying like a cartoon, like animated movie was you're like, yep, it's coming out September 31st, 2023, and the fucking storyboards weren't even done yet. Or like the fucking keyframes weren't even done yet. It's like, no, you don't announce a launch date if you don't have artwork in the fucking in the pocket,
Draw the Wraith from Wraith of God bar.
Especially, especially if you were dealing with something like someone else
Yes.
owning the artwork and you trying to track it
Prestige
down,
campaign.
you would have to totally get all that worked out before even announcing a campaign. Philbo Baggins, I think that there is some type of legal issues we may not know about. I think that's exactly what's going on.
Going back to Image or between whoever's trying to do the campaign for him?
That I'm not sure. I mean, like I said, I think it's something. I think that there's something going on with the contracts and how everything's being worked out that they had to fucking pump the brakes. I mean, and it could be anything from like something that like Image still owning portions of it, like it's like they might have to get it recolored, so they do need the line work. It could be any number of things. It could be something like he read a clause where he's just like, well, wait, what do you mean that like now Pitt becomes Riot Press from here going forward? It's like, no, it could be something like that.
There's also this, Billy. Like, there's some strange stuff that happens from those older legacy books from other studios. Yeah. Like, for example, if during the production of the book somebody paid for the lettering, somebody paid for the coloring, they would say, well, wait a minute, I paid for that. Where's my cut of this book?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you're reprinting, I want a piece of it. Say, for example, for the sake of argument, Rob Liefeld paid for the production of the book aside from the art, and he tries to reprint that production. Rob might go, hey, I want a piece.
Well, and usually, I mean, coming from a background where I filmed government television for like almost 10 years, a lot of stuff legislatively gets caught up in the final stages where they have to figure out, well, this is now something that we're setting down that's going to be contractually enforceable in perpetuity. And when you have a contract that's enforceable in perpetuity, then there's other mitigating circumstances that you need to like work out for that thing to actually be a legally binding in perpetuity contract.
Do you think Image was doing that?
No, that thing I think is on a personal level for everyone that's involved currently. I don't think that has anything to do.
Yeah, now they're doing stuff where,
like I said, and I'm not trying to say anything
in every galaxy.
Right, exactly. It's just like
they actually do that. Like Netflix does that.
Exactly, and that's what I mean. Like, and so they'll say it's just like, okay, well, if this is going to be in perpetuity, then we're going to add in these mitigating clauses so that like either the creator or the people publishing or other people involved, that there are caveats in place for those in perpetuity clauses. So like, I mean, like I said, it could be anything. Like, I mean, we could say it could be anybody. Like Dale might not have agreed to just be like, okay, wait, you mean so like if my grandkids wanted this, like they would now have to go to Riot Press to get like their stuff. It wouldn't belong to Dale anymore. Like, and I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just saying that would be one reason that an in perpetuity clause like might need to be renegotiated.
I think it's more realistic because they said we talked to Dale to say that maybe Dale got a call and said, hey, man, there's some sticky issues here from a previous contract.
Right.
It. Mm-hmm. Not having nothing to do with Riot Press, but having to do with Image.
Exactly.
Full bleed.
Or like what Art of Ryan was saying, it's just like with Shane's accent thing, even like with Matt Barr's Gaia Guardian. Like, I mean, there may be a part of it that has to be actually produced again, not using the old shit. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
something-
I'm not sure how like Comics Geek feels about my. Dude, we're calling it like Guardian of Gaia, but I don't know if that'll be the name of it. But it's like, yeah, taking that work that I did and then repurposing.
Yours
But
is cool.
I'm like taking it back to like the pencils.
Well, yours
You know
is
what I
cool
mean?
because it's almost like that movie Kung Pao. Because it's like you're taking like the raw footage and then like redubbing new audio over it.
Yeah.
Kung Pao's a great
But-
movie.
But I'm
I love
also
Kung
like,
Pao.
Kung Pao's great.
I'm gonna
Well,
add
this is the
I'm
problem.
gonna add like 5-6 pages to it. I'm like redesigning. Basically, I'm having. I did like
comic, sweet Susie.
I did like 90% of the book, so I have to change the 10% that fucking dude put in.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And-
So like
by
I
the
can't.
way-
I don't want to. It's like, oh hey, I'm a football player, so let's kind of make this guy look like he's a football player. Like this
Yeah.
outfit even has like shoulder pads
Super
and
pro.
shit. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Well, I know-
so like
I know
I'm
you were
removing
just-
that fucking
Yeah.
goofy shit.
Well, I know you were just like playing around, but I remember for a while at first you were like, I'm going to make the main character gay, and what was his wife is now his sister-in-law. I was like, holy shit.
Oh,
Hey,
but
Billy.
yeah, dude, I was like,
We're running into the same fear over Black Flag, because we want to eventually collect the original '90s series for the fans and do an omnibus, and we're constantly wondering because it was published under Maximum Press, if that's going to be a problem because it wasn't just Frege, it was the extreme color, it was their letterers, so there's always a concern that Rob may have a problem with that, he probably won't, but he could. Why couldn't he? You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
I think that's what Shane had to do with Ascend or
Yep.
Extend. He
Yeah.
had to have it recolored and lettered.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
why it's remastered.
Yeah. And we might, we
And-
might
and
end up
part
doing
of
that.
it, I think Dale is nervous about doing it by himself, and that's why he's seeking a partner, which is legit. Like, I mean,
But he's got to be careful,
Yeah.
especially in
totally.
this.
Gotta be careful. I mean, it's like they fucking, the people that were closest to Stan Lee were fucking pricking his finger and having him sign shit in blood days before he fucking died. So it's like people get fucking crazy.
oh my
dude.
god, yeah.
I don't think Dale's stupid. I think he knows his value, and he knows there's a lot of hungry motherfuckers out there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's seeing what people are after. He's not dumb.
Right.
Hope not. I mean, shit. He got this far without fucking saying anything about his contract. So.
He needs to find someone
I
that's
mean,
going
not
to
to
be
be
a partner
weird,
for
but
him
you
that
know
has
what I mean?
nothing to gain by working with him.
Yeah, I think that's a better way to do it.
That literally just wants to do it because like they want the opportunity to work with him, but there's no fame or monetary gain by doing that. Like I mean, not to like say that Ethan would be the best, but like Ethan's so well established, already has his own character, is making millions. Like he doesn't need Pitt to like make it.
Pitt's more for his channel than anything else.
Right. And you used a very interesting language there too. It's just like a lot of people might want to like use Dale as an asset. And like
Yes.
now I got that fucking Colt 45 fucking 6-shooter fucking smoke wagon right in my pocket ready to fucking come out and fucking start shooting
he's the
shit,
fucking BFG. He's
Right.
the BFG in Doom, dude.
Exactly.
That's what they see him as.
And I'm sure, he's been through this many times. He probably doesn't want to be anyone's asset.
That's
Uh-huh.
what he was all the time at Marvel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, maybe I don't want to be treated like an asset like I was at Marvel.
And especially in this shit where everybody's so goddamn hungry, like in the most negative of ways,
Yep.
So, and he's like I said, he's quite a catch.
I mean,
he's a whale.
And here's the other thing. I mean, it could be something crazy wild. I mean, and not like let's take it the other way where it's like maybe it's not somebody out there like that we don't know about, like trying to take advantage of Dale. Maybe Dale's had a change of heart because like some Saudis fucking approached him and they're like, how about we publish your book and we're going to give you X for it? And he's just like, that
Yeah,
sounds
dude,
pretty
you don't
fucking
know.
good. Like that sounds pretty fucking sweet.
By the way,
You know?
Billy, Line Mill Studios asking, are we implying that PTP was going to take advantage of Dale like that?
No, not at all. Not at all. I am purely speculating from, like I said, from my background in television and government and like seeing how contracts work and like business shit. Like, I don't think that this is necessarily anything that has to do with PTP in particular. I am speaking purely from a legal contractual basis and Dale as a valuable person.
Yeah. The Game of Thrones, a game of Dale.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, seriously, I mean, like, we laugh about the Saudis, but we were just watching that shit. Like, the Saudis might be like, I love the pit. I will give you $10 million if you let me publish the pit.
I love Pitt,
like,
Peter David, Hulk
exactly,
run.
and I mean, and that's why I like flipped it on the other way. Maybe it's not someone out there that we don't. That's why I keep saying that we don't know about that. Maybe trying to take advantage of Dale. Maybe Dale has like changed his mind where he's just like, fuck, I could get way more money that could change my life here in my golden years, so I'm not living in a double wide. Like, so that I can buy my own fucking lodge and have some fucking mooses parked outside or whatever they do in fucking Canada.
Yeah, and this might be his second chance, for a big payday,
Totally.
So
totally. Lion Mystery says, "Shit, I'll take some Saudi money."
I hear.
Hey, those motherfuckers are savvy, dude. They probably know.
I hear Jason.
They probably know every
under
inch,
his breath.
like that dude yesterday.
You hear Jason under his breath?
Yes, I can hear him.
I didn't know he lived in a double wide. That's all.
Oh,
With Dale?
I saw an outside picture of his house once, and I think that was it. I could be wrong.
Nothing wrong with that.
Maybe we don't, like I said, we don't know if he's good with money, if he's not. So who knows?
right. Well, I mean, just yet another situation. Dale historically has not been the best with money. Like, there could have been someone that might have stepped in here at the 11th hour that was just like, hey, you can get a better deal for this. You're bad with money. And like, it might be someone that's close to him that he trusts.
I don't know that.
Where he's like, hey, you know what? Maybe you're right. No, I'm just saying it's
okay.
wide
we're just
open.
speculating.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're just
allegedly.
There's like, hey, maybe it's this, or maybe he's totally getting fucked. But
I mean, dude,
the likelihood of
the
him
portal
being
could have
totally
opened
getting
and
fucked
Slee
is
Stacks
pretty
might have
slim.
popped out and said like, and he's like, you know what? You make a lot of sense. And then now he's changed his mind.
Well, I'll add this to what Billy said. Being there, like I said, observing this in the 90s. Remember, guys, we all know this. These guys were making, like, Dale to make $1 million
Stupid money
off of Pip #1. That shit didn't happen in comics and hasn't happened since, unless you're Frank Miller getting bribed by DC to do DK2,
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't happen. People don't make
there's
that
a few
kind of
people.
money.
There's like Alex Ross. There's like, Art Adams. There's, there's only a couple people out there that like have ever made and demanded that type of
right. And very few guys I saw at Image that like spent that money wisely, because they was like, hey man, it's coming. It's always going to come. You know what I mean? And some smart guys like Jeff Matsuda went and bought a fucking house when he was getting that money from Rob. Some guys were smart about it, but most of them just blew it. And I think, Dale was building studios and shit. Maybe he blew his money.
Yeah.
So, and maybe
we're all
also,
just talking speculation. I'm not like trying to put anything on anybody.
Yeah, this is all speculation. But
just guessing.
Dale kind of also reminds me of Todd McFarlane in the sense that McFarlane always wanted to be a baseball player, not a comic book artist. And I think Dale always wanted to be a rock star, not a comic book artist. And maybe that drained away his resources pursuing that goal, and who knows? And so maybe this is his second chance. He's like, I'm not going to fucking blow it.
Well, and I'm just saying, let's just take in all the evidence that we have. I mean, like the tweet that was put out today is very cryptic.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll read it word for word for everybody that's at home. Talked with Dale. We are deciding to not launch the 30th anniversary Pit Omnibus today. Thanks for everyone's support. We, Riot Press Comics, wish 44 Numbskull, Dale, good luck for when this awesome book happens. That sounds like parting ways.
That's weird. That's a weird tweet.
That verbiage sounds like they are wishing him luck in his further endeavors, but that doesn't sound like we are moving forward. We wish him luck when his book happens. Yeah, that reads very particular.
Who's that?
My dog is dreaming right now.
Okay. I was gonna say, oh,
Catch that rabbit.
It's that
Yeah,
rabbit
well-
and a dog.
That would be nice to invite Dale on, and until we could just kind of grill him, put the light on him, and say,
Shit.
send him
you
the
know,
link.
tell us.
Send him the link.
You know, start pulling out his fingernails.
Yeah, it does not sound like we are postponing it, and we look forward to seeing you on launch day. You know,
Yeah, it almost sounds like the thing is canceled.
it sounds like a separation.
Yeah,
Puppy.
when I saw it, I just said, this is bizarre.
Yeah,
It's bizarre. And they could have worded that better, like, you know, blah, blah, yeah, there's ways to spin it, you know?
How bizarre.
It was just, like I said, it was a fascinating day in that world. Hence why we're talking about it, like Area 51.
Yeah, what
And
is
what-
it? The Streisand effect, where it's like if nothing is said, then everybody starts talking about it even more.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
well, that's
Isn't Barbara?
that's not really the Streisand effect is trying to cover something up, and then it becomes bigger by trying to cover it up.
What are you drawing, Matt? What did everyone
Drawing.
decide?
It's cool.
I see a face.
Black Rose Omen. It's like a doctor guy.
Ah.
Demon Doc.
Yeah, I mean, that was new too. I had no idea he was doing it either. Line Mill Studio. I didn't know PTP was even. It sounded like he was doing the printing and the fulfillment, and acting as a fulfillment company. That was strange. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I guess they're doing it. I know the Diaz brothers were trying to audition for that as well.
Well, they announced it, and then it wasn't happening.
Yeah, I mean, and seeing now that this is kind of like almost like round 2 of the rodeo, it's just going to make speculation get that much more wild. Like that's why I'm not trying to like accuse anybody of anything, but I mean, it's like when you've had the book, the brakes pumped twice now in a major way, and possibly creative minds involved have changed hands now, possibly twice now. Yeah, I mean, it's like speculation is going to exponentially grow.
It's
Oh yeah,
kinda losing-
there's probably streams tonight that are talking about this other than ours.
It's kind of losing its shine, though.
Mm.
Why do you say that, Chad?
Because like the more times they go, oh, we're putting it off, the less excited people are getting, and it's the more bummed out they are. It's kind of like, oh well, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it goes back to what we said in the beginning of the stream, where it's like, oh, flashback to the '90s when we were always disappointed it wasn't coming out.
Yeah.
You know, it's reminding us of waiting for Pitt, right, Billy?
Yep.
With
So
1 year
we're
release.
already conditioned to wait for that shit.
Yeah. No, I think Dale's moved on from that line mill. I think that he's on his like crew 2.0 at the moment, Dale.
Yep.
Ba-doop. Is somebody coming in?
No, that's a Discord beep, because I just put in a message and I heard it like beep on somebody else's end because
On mine.
their Discord. Yeah.
I think you heard it online.
Are you gonna do some rough colors, Billy?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
I just like how Matt's like, Billy, do that shit. He's like, all right.
What'd you think of that? Like, I want to do something like almost kind of loose like that. I kind of like that, where it's just like atmospheric and shit.
Yeah, it looks like the Punisher Armory cover. You know, where it's all top lighting. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Silhouettes of silhouettes.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it as it was.
It looks like a dude in a ghillie suit.
Yeah, dude. Imagine. Yeah, we'll talk about it off camera, but it's like if you've seen the movie Brotherhood of the Wolf.
Uh huh.
Oh fuck.
You'll
remember
have
the
an idea.
monster?
Imagine a human monster, but with a ghillie suit because he's special forces. You know what
Brotherhood
I'm
of the
saying?
Wolf has my favorite
Weapon?
scene transition in any movie of all time, where they have the overhead like helicopter shot where they're like going through the snow, and then it turns into fucking what's her face's fucking naked body, like the snow fucking drifts.
Monica Bellucci?
Yeah, dude, that is the best fucking scene transition, and it's
I'll-
so fucking good, dude. I
I'll
was like,
transition to
"Whoa."
Monica Bellucci any day of the week.
Well, because it was like so perfect,
Her
and like you
husband
don't
will
even
kick you in the
realize it,
head.
because it's like you're like zooming over like these fucking French forests that are fucking snow covered with all these trees, and then you notice that like very subtly like the snow drifts turn into like her thigh, and then her tummy, and then her titties, like all, and then it becomes the other scene. I was like, yeah, that was rad.
It's a rad movie. It's a little long, but it's got a lot of style.
Dude, it's fucking French horror kung fu. Like, what the fuck is going on with that movie?
What's his name? Christophe Gans? Is that his name? The director?
Yeah.
He did Silent Hill as well in the United States.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was his American debut.
It was cool seeing what's his face in the last John Wick too.
Who?
The guy
Manny?
the guy that played Crying Freeman, and he was kind of remember he played the kung fu basically.
That was his name, Manny.
He was a
his
sushi guy.
Wasn't
Well,
he?
that was in
wasn't he
3.
Wasn't he supposed to be a Native American?
Yeah, that he brought back with him
Yeah,
from Canada or something.
Yeah, it was really cool to see him, like, because I like that actor.
He's also the guy in that Capoeira movie.
Yeah.
And I thought the reveal was pretty cool when the head of the cult and the beast, he takes off that corset and kind of uncracks his arm, his gangrenous arm from where it was hidden behind his back.
I enjoyed that guy's
bone
Go
sword.
back to Capoeira. Did you see him in Ocean's 11 or Ocean's 12 where he's doing the fucking ding 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 ding, and he just fucking capoeiras through the fucking lasers, dude? I was like, oh yeah, boy.
And he's in the third one too, right? Where he kind of detaches from the glass, and he's got the flying squirrel suit.
Speaking of the word ghillie, and I wasn't just because I know you're a fan of history, Will.
Yes,
did you know that the ghillie is actually a Celtic, creature of folktale? Like, it's like a mythological fucking creature. It's like a druid that supposedly lived in the forest and shit like that.
Is that why it has that appearance, the ghillie suit?
Yep, that's why the ghillie suit was named after that basically. Mythological
the silhouette.
That mythological dude that he was kind of like a plant druid guy. I was just like, oh shit.
Are we talking about the Green Man?
I don't know if he's called the Green Man, but I know his name just is Gilly.
It reminds me of the mythology in True Detective, where it's kind of this Celtic kind of paganism that has Christianity as sort of a skin suit.
He's like an Edgar suit.
And they had the Yellow King and all that stuff.
Yeah, that was so good. That first episode of that first series,
oh yeah, man, it's my favorite.
Season, dude, was fucking crazy because you were like, "What the fuck is this Yellow King? Fucking dark." It was like, what? Then it was all kind of made up though, right? I mean, it wasn't even a real book. They made it up. It was fucking really cool.
Yeah, no, that's all.
Here it is right here. The Ghillie Dhu is a mythological creature from Scotland's past, a male fae banished by the Fae Queen to keep kept to himself by living on the countryside near human settlements. The Ghillie Dhu was known for looking out for children that had been lost in the forest.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, Mark DeCostas. There we go.
Yelling across the room.
My mic that quiet?
Dude, your mic's quiet as fuck.
Oh,
has Jason been talking this whole time?
No, it's probably because of Melon. Hold on.
Who the fuck's Melon?
The app Melon, it turns my mic down.
Melanoman? Don't blame
the
don't
Melon
blame that.
app. With the Melon app.
I'm gonna have some melatonin tonight.
Don't be blaming people with melanoman. I have to get this guy on and ask him what the fuck this shit is. I mean, what is this guy?
Son of a whore.
Is he a son of a whore?
All right, how's that?
Yes.
You son of a motherless goat.
You son of a motherless
Yeah,
goat,
Mark
you
DeCostos
scum-sucking
is a
pig.
full off. He's Wish.com Brandon Lee for sure.
Wasn't he Double Dragon?
Yeah.
With that Party of Five guy?
He was also on that like Iron Chef show. Remember that? He was like the host of Iron Chef. No, nobody.
I know. I remember Iron Chef.
It was like a cooking show.
Yeah, Iron Chef's dope. So the Melon app
enjoying
that JBot uses and 80s Made uses, whenever I go on that, it turns my mic down whenever I exit it for some reason.
Oh.
Oh yeah, he did play the Crow on TV.
What?
Yeah, he was in the Crow series.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Quiet Red Media. Appreciate the trivia. So I don't have to actually do any work. Now we're down to the wonderful, soothing scratches of pencils.
Digital.
You know what is? You know what isn't canceled though, and is exciting? Black Phantom coming out.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, excuse me, gentlemen. I'll be back.
Back in today, and Indiegogo.
Yes, back it today. Back up that truck.
Yep.
Back up that
money,
meat
Chuck.
No,
wagon.
no worries on this project being pumped on the brakes because this is all Chad.
Yeah.
Yes, it's done. Just-
Everybody wants your chat.
Just
Jesus Christ!
the last.
No, say Chad. Baby Chad, give it up. Come
Chad,
give
Dad.
it up, Chad.
That's me, Mr. Button.
Mega
Idea.
Chad.
Show your butt. Come on, Chad, just show your butt.
Yeah, what you said.
That drawing's got some Joe Mad vibe to it, Matt.
Oh, really? Which parts? So I could erase it.
Oh my God!
Oh,
Stop.
jeez, dude. Wow.
Jesus gosh.
Now I'm not telling you.
Perfect. God, what? Do you really hate Joe Mad that much? Christ.
No. God.
I like how Matt's got his own special paper.
His mandibles fucking paper. Yeah.
What's
Like
a
that.
mandible, by the way?
Ooh, he
Your
doesn't
mouth.
have mandibles.
It's
That's Matt's big baby, like his
Mhm.
big book that he wants to do, like the one that he's had.
It's my fiendish.
It's the one that he's had in the holster for a number of years now.
I think Matt should just do one-off of something instead of an epic.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, Matt. Go ahead. That's what's
No,
happening.
no, man.
That's why he's
You're
doing.
my
No, that's
fucking number two.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
that's why
dude,
he's
like-
doing Gaia Guardian first because
Yeah.
that's a one-off and it's
I
already
want
done.
to do Gaia Guardian because that's pretty much done, like we talked about earlier. And then I want to just kind of use that to figure out the fucking mailing, figure out how much space I'm gonna really need because I have like downstairs. I have some space that I could use, but it'd
In
be
your
nice
butt?
to like kind of say what
That was from nowhere.
in my butt.
He said he's got some space downstairs, between.
Between my legs. Listen, we don't need to talk about my small penis, all right? That's not why we're here.
That's why I'm here.
Well,
We're here.
we'll talk about it later. I'm gonna get an implant from an elephant.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be grotesque. Anyway, so I want to do like one book, figure it out. It's late. I don't know why we went on that weird little tangent, but it's I want to do the one book, kind of figure out the ropes. Get that one book under my belt, and then move forward. I don't want to just start trying to make fucking Lawrence of Arabia right out the gate. I need to make something a little smaller. And since it's already like pretty much done, it's cool.
I don't know how many times I hear people say, yeah, I've got this epic, and I'm gonna do an epic, and then they never do their epic.
I have 0 epics if it makes you happy, Chad.
It's easier to like do a little self-contained thing, and then
I mean, when I say
work your
epic,
way
you know,
up
when
to
we're
it.
like, oh my god, this thing is going to be epic, like, it's really only like maybe 80 pages, maybe 60 pages, you know?
Yep.
So it's not like, you know,
But dude,
I
it's your reservoir.
I had 8 volumes of fucking, you know, no, it's,
Well,
you know.
yeah, I would say like Gaia Guardian is going to be like Matt's true romance, while Mandibles is going to be like his Reservoir Dogs. You know, like because
Yeah,
I mean because you know, because Gaia Guardian was partially developed with someone else in the same way that Tarantino didn't like totally do True Romance. You know,
That sounds like some
he
butt
helped-
kissing there.
well, I'm just
I'm just kidding. No, okay. So his True Romance, like,
What the fuck?
why is it his True Romance?
because it wasn't pure Quentin Tarantino. It was, you know, it was partially written and
Ridley
directed
Scott, right?
yeah, exactly, by someone else. So what it was, that was his
Ridley
first
Scott.
thing that like was kind of out there,
I
but it
see.
wasn't like his first own thing. Like, and it wasn't
see
until we
the
got Reservoir
comparison.
Dogs that we really got to see what Tarantino was all about. You know?
I see the comparison. I get it.
At the
Although
same
It's
time, there's Rock
like
and Roll
Rocky
Ninjas coming
Road
out, which is
when you
mine,
have
you know?
pistachio and Rocky Road, and like sometimes you get vanilla. See,
Although-
this is his vanilla pistachio.
Although True
Oh my
Romance,
God.
True Romance is my favorite Tarantino film, though.
Oh, right on.
Really?
Yeah,
I do like it.
I am a Jackie Brown fan.
that's my wife's favorite.
Mm.
I like the idea that Quentin Tarantino was like, yo, I'm gonna do like 10 movies. Each movie is gonna be like my genre piece, and then I'm just gonna retire.
Yeah.
Like, that just sounds dope. Like, maybe I'll like come around, but you know, like the Eagle is like, oh, that'll be like my kind of like old school comic book. You know, Mandibles will be like my love letter in a monster suit. I have a
Yeah.
sci-fi idea, so it's like I have a western, I have a sci-fi, I have a monster. You know what I mean? Like, and then maybe I'll go back around to it. Maybe I'll just like leave it open so somebody else can come by and pick it up.
Well, I mean,
you know?
it
I'd
makes
be cool
sense.
with that.
It makes sense of why you like ended up working with Richard, because Richard's pretty much very much the same way. It's like, yeah, Jawbreakers is kind of his main thing, but like, look how many other different just crazy things he does, like from Impossible Stars to fucking to the Ballad of No to, you know, the shit that he does with Narwhal. It's like Richard's not really trying to pin himself down into one genre, you know?
Yeah, we have something going on.
Yeah.
We have something going on between now and Rock and Roll Ninja Part 2. Like, there's that like game,
The Street
game
Fighter one,
kinda
right?
thing.
Yeah,
the
Mortal
Street Fighter.
Kombat. Like,
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, man, I'm down for that. So I don't know.
That's
why
cool.
did you put that big no sign on that, Jason?
Oh,
Why did you like? I saw you like draw. It was like I'm watching you draw this, and then it's super slowly. I see the red, like it's like.
Yeah, I like it.
it's
I think it's
it's
cool.
punk.
It's punk.
It's got a Sam Keith kind of feel.
Punk. I also wrote poop on it.
Oh, poop.
Poop on you.
Boop. Oh, I'm tired. It's a little bit
You
early.
getting tired, big guy?
I was up at 7.
Tomorrow, hey, it's Father's Day
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a dad.
that you know of.
This is true.
Here's a dad.
I have those question marks.
Oh, there's hockey.
Hello.
All right, I gotta go.
Later, Jason.
I'm just
Hi,
kidding.
Jason.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. 'Cause I can
Oh.
hear.
What's going on,
XOXO.
Daddy? What's going on, Big Papa? Down under?
Not much. Just having something to eat.
Weren't you just on another show?
I was on 80s, and I was getting hungry, and I thought it's a good opportunity to go. So went and grabbed something to eat.
Is he still going?
I think he might be.
Fuck. I forgot about that. Once I was
Dude,
like, "Yo."
I told you that when you texted me.
Well,
Because
that's
I
why.
already started the fucking StreamYard thing.
That's
I
why I
already
thought
put it
you
in.
started this Thursdays because 80s wasn't streaming.
I know.
Thursdays
When you
anymore.
texted me back with like 80s question
Caught
mark,
a
like you didn't
fucking-
know
I
who the
did.
hell I was talking
I
about.
caught a hair. You
You're
know what I
allowed
mean?
to
I caught a
stream,
wild
Bar.
hair.
You're
Like,
allowed to
okay.
stream. There's no rules saying you're not
Yeah.
allowed to stream. You're good.
I just like the answer.
No.
I like the answer though that you give me back. You're like 80s question mark. I'm like, yeah, you know the guy that we hang out.
No, I know 80s, but I was like, what was he doing tonight?
Well,
He's doing
Ali
every
bailed
night.
on me again, so there was no alien hockey show, so I went on 80s.
Right on. Yeah, she was probably too tired from being on Mad Show last night.
Hey, Hockey. How you doing?
Hey, Will. How are you, Will?
Welcome back. Okay, getting better by the day.
Wait, so
You've
has
been ill,
anyone
have you?
seen The Flash yet?
No.
Ill in the head.
Oh,
What did you say, Billy?
Has anyone seen The Flash yet? You saw it,
Yes.
right,
No.
Chad?
Yes,
And you said that it was entertaining.
I liked it. I didn't
Okay.
hate it. Like,
Okay.
call me. I'm like the odd man out, I guess. I'm just.
Nah, well, I mean, I've heard one thing from one other person that like, and I at least appreciate their opinion. They said that it seemed like a fun movie, but like even not taking in Ezra Miller's like outside like stuff, that they just don't enjoy Ezra Miller's portrayal of Wally and the Flash. And
I
that
think
was like the weakest part of the movie for them. Like the rest was like
it's not Wally.
pretty
it's
enjoyable.
Barry.
Barry Allen.
Or
I
yeah,
think
Barry.
the-
Sorry.
I think the start of the movie was really the weakest part, in my opinion. Like, I mean, I didn't. There were moments where I went, "Oh, that is just so hokey." Like the thing where he lines up to take off, and he does this flash pose in front of all these teenagers before he takes off. So he's already looks like he's running like some statue.
Mm-hmm.
And I went, all right, that's some gay shit. You know, it looked goofy, but other than that, I didn't hate it. Ezra Miller, if I didn't know what an asshole he was, I think it would have been a fine Flash. You know,
He would have been a better Wally West than he would be a Barry Allen.
yeah. I mean, I would rather they hired Gustafson from the TV series to be the Flash. You know, but
That was their problem all the time. DC didn't connect their TV with their movies, which I
No.
thought was always a big
They've
mistake.
never been coherent in any of their movies.
I would
They're a bit-
I would say the Batman stuff with Keaton was really cool, but didn't feel like a Tim Burton Batman in a way.
Oh, Batman
Right.
Returns did. Definitely. I think. It's more of a Tim Burton film.
Yeah, it's more weird.
It
It's
didn't.
got all the visuals.
It didn't feel
Solid
Tim
palette.
Burton-y.
Batman
Yeah.
Returns?
No,
No.
he's talking about the Flash.
Oh.
He's
Tim
saying
Burton?
that like the parts with did I hear you wrong, Chad? Like the parts with Keaton just didn't feel Burton-y enough.
Right.
Oh,
That-
okay.
That world,
Right.
yeah.
They didn't, but it was still cool. You know,
Yeah.
it had some of the aesthetics of it, like, you know, Wayne Manor and, you know, the Batcave and whatnot. But it did not have that Burton feel though. Still,
Did they go into
Yeah.
the Nolan verse?
Yeah, with the Zod showing up.
And nothing from the
No,
Batman?
that's Snyder.
That's Snyder.
Snyder, yeah. It's
Oh, I'm sorry, Nolan verse. Sorry,
That's yeah, that's the.
They
Look,
did.
I'm Bane.
Yes.
I was born of the darkness.
I'm trying
You know,
to.
I
think
always
if he
thought it was
did.
such a waste because Christopher Nolan, you know, of course, he gave us that Batman, and then was like, "No, he's all alone. He doesn't have anybody." But then he goes to Superman as an executive producer and makes that movie like practically like the same color, the same
Oh, he
color
co-wrote it, dude.
He co-wrote Superman. He
Yeah,
co-wrote
with
Man of Steel.
Goyer.
Because Man of Steel is like, why wouldn't you just connect that to Batman? Why wouldn't you just, you know what I mean? It's like DC
Contracts,
had
man.
The only Christian
DC
Bale.
had their Tony Stark with Christian Bale. You know, they're Rodney. They're Robert
Because he
Downey
told that
Jr.
story pretty completely in the Dark Knight trilogy.
Dude,
I would, I,
they fucked it up. They were like, no, Batman does not go into retirement for fucking 10 years for some pussy.
I'm a weird dude. I think the third one's the best one of the three, in my opinion.
I didn't mind the third one.
Mm.
I didn't really see any Nolan stuff in it. I mean, to be honest,
There's one scene in 3 that I can't handle. Remember when that's one where Robin like fucking takes the Batmobile fucking for like a joyride and shit, right?
Are you talking about Batman and Robin?
No.
Is that the fourth one? Is that the
No,
fourth
that's
one?
Schumacher, dude. That's a Schumacher one. isn't
Okay.
it?
Well, no, because
Schumacher.
like, dude, when they showed that Batmobile, like, you know, bumping
Whop
music,
around.
like
No, that's
downtown. Yeah,
what's his name?
dude, like
That's
the fins
Schumacher.
on it were like bouncing like they were
Wobbling,
plastic
yeah.
and shit. And
You've
I was
never
like,
seen
oh
that one, the
god,
Chris
it's
O'Donnell
so
Robin one?
bad.
You've never seen that one, Billy? The Joel Schumacher ones?
No, I've seen all of them, but I get 3 and 4 mixed up.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Yeah. I was
That
trying to
one's
remember
3.
which was the one that like had the bouncing fins, and I was like,
Yeah,
that's
that's,
the one that I hate the most.
that's number 3.
Forever. Batman Forever, yeah. That's when he goes and fights those like blacklight gang guys.
Black light yardies from fucking
Don the
Jamaica.
Dragon
Wasn't
Wilson.
that a guy too? Wasn't the dude that in that gang? Wasn't he a famous?
Don the
person?
Dragon Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Blacklight Matters guys.
Oh, Black Lives Matter.
there's supposedly a Schumacher cut of one of those 2 movies.
Yeah. I heard about that, Chad. I was like, didn't he say everything he had to say in the previous version?
Isn't he
Like-
dead now?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that like in a shit way, but Schumacher's dead now? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is.
What- I mean, do we really need another version
shame.
of Batman Returns? Or Batman Forever?
No.
Okay. So we can can that one?
Dude, these colors.
How
on
about we
Dale's
can it
cover are
all?
so
Let's just
good.
pull a fucking. Let's just pull a fucking Kylo Ren and just fucking chop it all down, dude. Just fucking
I
Clooney's
actually
in
think
it.
start that shit over.
the Richard Donner cut of Superman 2 I thought was really cool.
I have never seen it. I've always wanted to.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's more consistent. I actually enjoy it quite a bit. At least it doesn't have
Love the Donner Superman stuff.
like at least they took out that stupid ass way that Lois figures out he's Batman. Remember when like he like falls down and like burns his hand and he's like, oh, I'm Superman because I didn't burn myself. Remember?
Yeah.
In this one she kind of tricks him that she's going to shoot him, and she shoots him with blanks. And I thought that was much more of a clever scene than I tripped and I burned my hand. But they had to use a screen test, for it. Unfortunately, the screen test footage.
Dude, look at that beard on Fragger right now. Jesus Christ.
Show it.
He looks like he should be in a.
He looks like he's part of the fucking Firefly family from
Yeah.
House of
Looks like
a Thousand
Otis.
Corpses, dude.
Yeah, he looks
I've
like
got
fucking Otis.
stations on my brain.
I was
Bill
gonna say it
Mosby.
looks like he should be writing a manifesto in a cap.
Yeah.
The day of retribution is here. Comics Gate.
Dude, but yeah, these colors of Dale's on his own fucking work is like that's how you color Dale. Like have Dale do it.
What are you talking about?
The Rambo cover.
Oh yeah, dude.
He finished that
I
a lot
love
faster
Rambo.
than I thought. When Zach said he's gonna be coloring it, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to wait longer for my book now.
It's cool that like
some people are starving in this planet, dude, and you're like, I'm just,
I think it's cool that you know
I
that.
totally
See, now this is you remember how we were complaining about
Yes.
how when colorists or people like in post use like a blur effect on an artist line work and how shitty it can look when it's the original artist using a blur effect on their own artwork. That's when you get it masterful because he totally fucking lassoed the background and put a blur filter on it, like to make the leaves in the background look like they're farther back, and it looks fucking.
Yep.
smooth.
He used it correctly.
Yes, he used it correctly. He would know it's his artwork.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that looks fat.
Can't wait to get that book and Rock and Roll Ninja.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait for my Rock and Roll Ninja.
I can't wait either, guys. Everybody's gonna get
I
a.
can't wait.
It's been finished a year ago.
No, my stuff has been done for a little while, but like it's getting lettered and stuff like that. But art wise, it's all done.
Matt's like the fucking Art Adams of CG right now. It's like all this shit is done and nobody's seen any of it.
Yeah.
I mean, some stuff has come out.
Yeah. Single images and stuff.
Well, no, PTP's Last
Oh
of the
yeah,
Seekers
yeah. Last of
mini
the
book,
Seekers. Yeah.
that's out.
How long is that book?
It's 30 pages.
I think it's no. I think it's like 20 something.
Mm.
No. 18 plus 8. What the fuck is that?
26?
26.
Yeah, 26 pages.
Nice. Yeah, there's that floppy coming out, and the toy. I think that there's going to be a mini comic still that comes out with the toy too, so you'll be able to get that comic like with the toy or without.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So the two substantial books you've done are the Last Seekers and Rock and Roll, right, Matt?
And then the Rambo.
Yeah,
Rambo.
that's 6 pages, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's all coming out like the same
tally
time.
my shit.
Huh?
Why are you fucking making a ledger for me,
A
motherfucker?
ledger.
Because this is how my brain works, motherfucker.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
He's doing a checklist for fans.
And when you're a writer, you're always thinking about page rates and numbers of pages.
I'm starting to get some hot sweats right now. Fuck.
I see.
What you smoking, Billy?
I'm not smoking anything. Like, dude, I'm trying to recover from alcohol.
You gotta go sweat it out, man. Go take a shower.
Go drink a glass of water, dude.
Go get a schwitz.
Where is
Take some aspirin too.
I'm not like fucking.
Get some
that's like-
schwitzen and some
I know,
strudel.
that's like
It's a
something that
Mekadenta.
fucking, what's his name would go do
The strudel is too
no, the-
Swedish for me
no,
to finish.
the movie director and writer. What's it from Blazing Saddles?
Oh, Mel Gibson. Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks. Yeah, like Mel Brooks. Like, yeah, me and Mel Brooks were gonna go get a schwitz. You know, like what the fuck? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you need one to sweat it out, homeboy.
Fucking schwitz.
Schwitzen.
My Yiddish is coming out. Where's my code now?
Aha, gotta get schwitzen.
I take your little dinger here and I put it in here and chop. All the women love it.
Mhm.
Oh. Ah.
You right there, Billy?
Sorry, I was watching a video and just watching the video made me choke. Like, oh.
I thought you drank some bong water.
How's that? How's that
Here.
quiet red media?
Here, I'm gonna share this one. This is good.
That's 2 substantial pieces in 2 hours and 14 minutes.
Oh shit.
See how fast Matt is? Now get his books out fast, fuckers.
Okay, let's bring this here. This is gonna be
See,
good.
it's like, would I give this to somebody and let them ink and then see what they do with it? That would be really interesting. Because then it's like, because all the stuff I do, I'm like, okay, like I do ink pages. But it's like, what if I did just do pencils? What if I just was like, all right, here you go.
That's badass. I remember there was.
I don't know. Is that
I would
okay?
be-
or
I
would
would
it
be-
need to be more?
I would be interested to see Skip Edwards ink your stuff.
Just, dude, Klaus Janson could ink that and make it look amazing.
I don't know if you remember this, Billy, but when we first met Matt, remember he was like just pumping out like cool one shot after one shot, like
Yeah.
just drawing left and right. It was just cool shit like that Halloween Batman.
Yeah, well, I mean, or like in a night
That
where
is
you would draw like 5 goblins at once for Dan, like a whole goblin army.
I still got one that's coming to me because I signed up like number 4.
Yeah. Shit. Where's my OBS? Okay.
I was like,
here
oh
we go.
shit, Bar's gonna forget about that.
I'm sharing my camera now,
That's when we were,
or I'm not sharing my
we all
camera.
had open minds and open hearts.
Matt, embiggen me really quick. Okay, you guys. Okay, are you guys ready for this?
Don't get us struck, Billy.
No. Okay, here we go. There's a beetle between there.
Oh, I've seen this.
Blow, blow, blow. Ah!
Nasty.
But
Is this what you spend
but
your
if-
evenings
but
doing,
if
Billy?
you just watch
Imagine,
the chicks,
imagine
it's
if they
amazing.
did this, and imagine if they did this in countries where they were starving,
Wait,
and
look
instead
how-
of blowing, they were all trying to suck on it. They're all
No,
like,
they look
how
at it and
excited
go,
this chick
"Mm."
is right here at the top. Wait, watch her when it goes back to her. Look how excited she is for these two. Oh my god, she hasn't seen blowing like that happen. Like so, she's like, oh god. She's like the anticipation in her face. It's just
I
palpable.
wonder if that's she was like paid to be there to do that.
Oh well, here's something a lot of people don't know is
this on
game
fucking-
shows in Japan do not have. You know how like here in the States, it's like they do game shows and it's like they just get random yahoos, right? And you're just on the game show. In Japan, people would not watch game shows to just watch normal people win money. And this is weird. They actually have most Japanese game shows have celebrities as their actual contestants.
And I think it's because of the egalitarian nature of their culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the highest nail gets struck down, sort of thing. I think that's why it is that their celebrities are more willing to be. That's I guess degraded, if you want to call it that. So, by the way,
Well,
Matt
and
Barr,
my girlfriend at the time, she told me, she's like,
By the
who
way,
would want to
what?
watch normal people on TV? She's like, we want
Sorry.
to watch stars. Like,
Quiet Red Media would like to buy that piece. I guess he wants to buy that piece if you make
Okay.
it available.
It's his character. Shit.
Oh well, there you go.
See
Like,
this?
sorry, I didn't know that. Quiet Red Media.
I bet I could ink that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll scan it and send it to you.
Yeah, I might take
I'm
a
gonna fuck with it.
I wouldn't mind trying, I guess.
you're a tracer?
Yeah, I started out as a tracer.
You fucking tracer.
No, that's dope. You can come in there and fix some of my shit.
I don't like your right arm, but that's it.
So you trace. You go over what he does. With a pen.
Yeah, my right arm's a little wonky D.
That bicep and that looks a little bold.
I wonder if
fuck.
anybody's ever gotten that, like sincerely gotten that from somebody at a con. Like, you're a fucking tracer.
I know, right? God, that'd be brutal.
And proud of it. Thank you.
I'll fucking rip your heart out and stab you with my pen, you motherfucker.
Oh my god, who said that?
I think it was a Chasing Amy.
Who's that with Frega?
I don't know.
I
I forgot whose post I grabbed it from.
have no idea, but Frega looks insane.
See this? If
That's
it's
Billy
wrong,
when he's not
even
high.
if you fucking know, no, like the whole time I'm working on this, and he was right. Like that, the right arm just looked fucking wonky. So it's like, what does that mean? That means you fucking redraw that shit, erase it, and redraw it.
He looks like, one of the
So you
Tiger
fucking
King
get it
like
right.
kings, gangs.
Tiger clangs.
I didn't quite catch what you said, Matt.
What'd you say?
I didn't catch what you had said about redrawing.
Well, I'm not gonna repeat it.
He was talking about the arm that he's drawing right now, redrawing.
He's like, that's
Yeah,
jacked
you were
up.
right, dude. Like the arm looks wrong. The arm doesn't look right, so I erased it.
That
And I'm
looks
redoing
better
it.
now. Your shapes look better.
Yeah, this is definitely. Yeah, the other one, it just looked like a fucking watermelon.
Yep.
Oof.
Watermelon sugar high. Watermelon sugar high.
Is that the one? I mean, hockey. Is that the one you're working on now? Like your book?
Yep.
With the ship.
With the dress.
This is the Curiosity Emporium.
With
Okay.
a dress.
It's not the sword.
No, it's not Damocles. I don't have a script for that, so I haven't had a script for 2 years.
Yep.
But I'll get it at some point.
We're all rooting for you. Sorry.
It'll happen, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Black Phantom is Chad's, right?
Yes.
And that looks fucking badass.
Thank you.
And I'm looking forward to getting my standee.
Yep. I'm looking forward to you getting it.
Actually, the first thought I had when they canceled Piz, like, fuck it, I'll just give it to Chad.
Yes. That's
That was
what
the
I
first
need.
thought.
That's what a post I need to make is like, since this is canceled, think about backing me.
So, I mean, it's not going yet, right?
No,
Okay, it's
not
like,
till
did
the
I miss?
10th.
All right, so yeah, great. We'll just give Chad money.
I just wanted to give people enough time to know it's coming.
Right? That's what she said.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
a generous lover, aren't you?
Yeah. Hey, baby.
What is that like druid guy that you like put the gif of, Matt, in your tweet last night? Like the fucking Viking dude with the wolf hat.
That's
Oh,
the
that's
dude
from the
from,
Northman?
From Northman, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, that fucking. It just. I've been playing a lot of Diablo. I'm like, that looks like the barbarian from Diablo.
Are you serious? You can look like that in Diablo?
Yeah, dude, 100%.
And I could like kill monsters.
Well, I mean,
and bad
it's
guys
like,
with you?
well, I mean, like, and just so you know, like that clip that you're showing, that's the graphic fidelity level of the game. Like, that's why I was just like, is this from Diablo? Like,
Okay, because yeah,
Is,
if I could look like that and kill bad guys,
yeah,
I'll download the game.
barbarian.
I may come back to playing video games for that John Carpenter game.
Which John Carpenter game?
The one I posted.
The
what was it?
zombie one.
Yeah, that zombie one that I posted on Twitter.
Mm.
And
I
then
saw
there's
that
another
the
one.
other day. I'm not
And then
saying
there's
no,
RoboCop.
but it didn't feel John Carpenter enough. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, it's just like a zombie game. It's just like, I'm not to shit on John Carpenter, but it just, the game looked familiar.
Because John Carpenter's a big video game guy. He's a big fan.
Like Left 4 Dead or Back 4 Blood. You know what I mean? Like I've downloaded a couple of games that are just like, oh, it starts with zombies and then it turns into like giant weirder monsters, but it's just like first person, like weird shit exploding, blood everywhere. It's like it's kind of
Yeah, here, there you go. There's the actual in-game graphics for the barbarian from Diablo.
Damn. Dang.
Can I get a sword though?
You get every weapon as a
Can I
barbarian.
get a gladius?
You get a double-handed axe, a double-handed mace, a double-handed sword, 2 one-handed axes, 2 one-handed swords, and a club.
But the
Can I
animation
make up
doesn't
a
change.
backstory? Can I make up a backstory?
Yeah, they do. You don't even have the game, Hockey. What are you talking about? Like, yeah, it has unique animations for every weapon, actually.
How deep is this game? Is it
Uh,
like are we playing like D&D practically?
It's Blizzard.
You ever
It's
played
not,
Diablo
it's not
games?
deep at all.
I've never played Diablo, but like
It's an
if I'm looking
it's
at the
action.
graphics,
It's action. It's not
that's
like
what I'm
you're-
saying.
It's not turn-based. It's not slow. It's action.
It's
But we're all
it's
together.
pay to win.
And what is, dude? What are you talking about?
It's hockey. Hockey hates Wizards of the Coast or
Are you
Blizzard or
telling me-
No,
whatever.
I-
He's mad at
There's no
everybody.
pay to win whatsoever in this
So
game.
if I drop down $60,
talking out of
it's
your
not
ass,
worth
Hockey.
it. Somebody will still come by and fuck me up.
He's just trying to rile me up.
It's Blizzard. They used to be a good game, a good company, but haven't been for a long time.
You know, I was like, what the fuck, man? Call of Duty doing their fucking Pride Month shit. But then I was talking to talking to Bear, and he was like, they had that shit in the beginning of the game. I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, the banners. So like when you first downloaded the game, they had a whole bunch of like
Pride shit.
bisexual.
Pride banners. Yeah.
Yeah. It was all the free ones, of course. All the free ones were the gay ones.
All right, gentlemen and fellow dads, I am going to check out because I got a long drive ahead of me for Father's Day tomorrow.
Right on.
So,
Good to see you, Will.
Now,
Yeah, man.
Alright, guys.
Be safe.
Take me off being full screen.
Take me home.
He has to like walk across the room. All right, gentlemen. Have a great Father's Day, everybody, all the way
Yeah.
around. And I will see y'all later.
Oh, well, it's already. I guess it's not Father's Day in
Nah,
Australia.
for another hour.
They don't have it's a different country. But happy American Father's Day to you, Hockey, since it's
Yeah.
already that day in Australia.
Remember, everybody kiss your babies tomorrow. So
Yeah.
Stay baby.
have a good
Yeah.
one.
Later, buddy.
Bye.
Later.
Bye bye. Oh, he's gone.
I like what Jason's drawn.
Father's Day for another 3 months.
Thank you, Chad.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's cool. I like that big arm, thick arm.
Yeah, I like that. That's a
I'm just
dope
playing
looking
around.
Hulk, dude.
Thanks, man. Just playing.
That's dope as fuck.
Thanks.
You should fucking. Are you gonna do like a collage of Hulk characters around him?
No, I'm just gonna delete it. Actually,
Fuck you.
I'm just playing around.
Because that one area in front of him, dude, that would be a dope, like the leader. You know, that
Yeah.
like kind of oblong area. You just have like a giant forehead motherfucker in there.
That would be pretty dope. It's not gonna happen though.
I know.
Good idea.
What time
You
is
can
it?
take me down now.
Yeah, it's like 2.
It is 1 o'clock in Texas.
Back in Texas, that's all that matters. I think I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. Who wants to talk about what they're doing?
No.
Mr. Chad, you have some big stuff coming around, sir.
July 10th. The Black Phantom, please check it out on my Twitter. Go to chadtownsend.com.
All day, all night, John.
And everybody go back my book Goblin Girl, currently on Indiegogo.
Oh my God.
We're looking at what, 26 right now, but we could get it up to 30, I think, by the end of the campaign. So go ahead and back that. Help support Billy Basco here as well, and
Yep.
great colors on my book. Yeah,
Word.
Great.
Word up.
looks good.
All right, guys. You guys be
RG.
safe out there. Have a good night. And, yeah, do your thing tomorrow, man. Just do a little better than you did yesterday. Peace out.